Check 1, 2.
Test, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Welcome to Dynamo Field for the Beck Center Game of the Week at Pacelli on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Coca-Cola, and Jack Houston Memorial Hospital Houston Clinic. Dave Platta along with producer Richard Holdridge here to bring you Game 1 of a 3-game series between the Pacelli Vikings and the Strong Rock Patriots. Let's take a quick look at the Strong Rock's starting lineup. Blake Hahn, the center fielder, hitting first. Shortstop Brody Spann will bat second. Bennett Morrow, the catcher, hits third with Jordan Jones at first and batting cleanup. Number 5 hitter Blake Chupp at third. Brady Evans is in left field. He'll hit sixth. Cameron Harrison will be the starting pitcher, hitting seventh. Eli Benjamin at second base, hitting eighth. And Camp Howell, the right fielder, will bat ninth. As for the Pacelli defensive lineup, Carter Dixon's in left, Nolan Vaughn in center, Aiden Dixon in right. Landon Locke on third. Jacob Delos will start at short. Cam Carino at second. Dustin Sherman at first. Alex Aponte behind the plate. And on the mound, Billy Smith, the senior, making his 10th appearance of the season. Smith, 2-3 on the year with a 3.16 earned run average. And stepping up to the plate is center fielder Blake Hahn as we get things underway. The first pitch from Billy Smith. Strike one down the middle. Home plate umpire is Jason Yon. Paul Kite will make the calls at first. Third base umpire Ellis Yon. So Billy Smith getting off to a good start with strike one on the first pitch. Here's the second pitch to Blake Hahn. A little bit outside for a ball. As I mentioned, Smith, 2-3 of the season, 3.16 ERA. He struck out 37 and walked 12 in 44 in the third innings. Leads the pitching staff in strikeouts. The pitch, fouled up, hit up high left side. Will it stay fair? No, it will not. Over toward the football stands behind out there on the third base line. Vikings coming into the game 7-20. They're 1-8 in region. Strong Rock 9-17. They're 4-5 in region play. Now what's at stake is spots in the playoffs. Top 12 go. Strong Rock ranked 11th in GIAA 4A. Pacelli number 13. They need some wins to get into the playoff picture. The 1-2 pitch. Ooh, a little bit up high for a ball. 2-2 count now on Hahn. Coaching at third base is Tovey Evans for Strong Rock, the head coach. Nick Spann coaching down at first. Billy Smith gets the sign and the 2-2. Breaking ball, nub back to the mound. Smith flipping to Dustin Sherman, out number one here in the top of the first inning. Nice defense there by Smith. Reacted well to the number off the fists. So that's out number one here in the first. That'll bring up shortstop Brody Spann.
Yeah, Dave, you talk about Strong Rock, right? They're in the playoffs right now, according to the GIAA rankings. Pacelli is on the outside. They're going to need wins.
Yep, 2 wins out of 3 maybe. More likely a sweep would definitely get them in.
Oh, yeah.
First pitch fouled off down the right field line, out of play for strike one.
Yeah, they had a tough series last week. They got swept by Calvary. They were some close contests, including the ones here at Dynamo Field.
Yeah, I mean, the 9-5 opener went 10 innings. That was a tough loss. And in game 2, they lost 5-3. Had the tying runs on base with 2 outs in the 7th. That was a tough one, too. And the next pitch outside for ball one. The Vikings, they've just had bad luck. It's like everything that could go wrong has. If there's a chance that something wouldn't go right, it didn't. And when it went right, always something got in the way. The one thing these guys have not done is quit. They have hung tough. They're hanging in there. They have not shown any quit. The 1-1. Curveball outside. 2-1 count. For Smith, he's got a good fastball. He can throw some good stuff, got good breaking pitches and stuff. The key for Smith is for him to stay ahead of the hitters. That was the kind of game he threw when he shut out Shaw with a 4-hitter a couple weeks ago. Smith's pitch inside, down the third baseline foul, and the count is now 2-2 on Brody Spann, the junior shortstop.
Yeah, Dave, you talk about how close this Pacelli team has been. They've played the tough competition, and they've been in ball games. And so it takes like a couple of breaks here, and then they could end up being in the playoffs.
Exactly. Well, that's what you get for hanging tough even through tough times. The 2-2. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Strikeout number 38 on the season for Smith, and that is out number 2 here in the top of the first inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Bennett Morrow. Morrow, a junior. He was a starter last season, an starting outfielder, moving behind the plate for his junior year. Billy Smith getting that sign from Alex Aponte. And here's the pitch. A little bit outside, fastball, ball one. As mentioned, the Vikings needing a win today. And this, of course, is senior day, their last scheduled home game of the year. Next pitch, up in the air towards center field. Nolan Vaughn camping under it and makes the catch and ends the inning. So in the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 1/2 inning, Strong Rock nothing, Pacelli coming to bat. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
You're clear, Dave.
Nestled along the Chattahoochee River, City Mills blends historic charm with modern luxury. Stay in boutique-style rooms designed for comfort, just steps away from fine dining at Millhouse Kitchen and Bar. If you're planning a celebration, our event center offers stunning river views, elegant spaces, and a brand new riverside tent, perfect for weddings, receptions, and special gatherings, rain or shine. Whether you're here to relax, explore, or create lasting memories, City Mills is where history meets hospitality.
Dabble Field, bottom of the first inning. Pacelli taking on Strong Rock. Let's take a look at the Pacelli batting order. Leading things off will be the sophomore second baseman, Cam Carino. Carino having a big season so far. Batting second, center fielder Nolan Vaughn. Number 3 slot, that's shortstop Jacob Velos. Batting cleanup today, the designated hitter, Levi Thompson. Billy Smith is on the mound. He'll bat 5th. Alex Paponte, the catcher, hits 6th. Hitting 7th, first baseman Dustin Sherman. Carter Dixon out in left field will bat 8th. Aiden Dixon in right field batting 9th. Landon Lau, because the guy being the ace for him, he started the game at third base. Meanwhile, on the mound for Strong Rock is Cameron Harrison. Harrison, a sophomore. He's had a pretty good season this year, and here we go, getting ready to get things started. Let's look at that defensive the defensive setup. Brady Evans is in left, Blake Hahn in center with Camp Howell in right. The infield third to first, Blake Chupp, Brody Spann, Eli Benjamin, and Jordan Jones. Bennett Morrow behind the plate, and Cameron Harrison on the mound. As for the Vikings, leading things off is Cam Carino, the junior. He is having a huge season, leads the team in most batting categories. He's hitting .448. with 2 home runs and 17 runs batted in, which is a lot of ribbies for a leadoff man. Harrison gets the sign, and here is his first pitch to Carino. Cam swinging off the fist, flares it out into left field, falls in for a single. So Cam Carino on the first pitch with a single to left field, and the Vikings are in business here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, Cam Carino just taking that first pitch and driven it into left for a single.
Did a good job with it. He hit it where it was, off the fist, just poof. Just popped it and flared it over short. It was perfectly hit. Nolan Vaughn coming to the plate. Vaughn, the junior center fielder, he's hitting .239 with 1 home run and 8 runs batted in. Carino, they got to keep an eye on him. He has 28 stolen bases. Leads the team. 1 foot on the green on his lead off first. First pitch, Carino on the run. Down to second to throw way late. Carino had a huge jump on that one. Cam, he's a good runner, fast. I mean, he was a running back and a pretty good one back during football season.
Oh, yeah, leading rusher.
There you go. And so, 1-0 count on Nolan Vaughn. Runner in scoring position. The Vikings trying to see if they can convert in a run here. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Vaughn getting ready. Here comes Harrison's 1-0 pitch. Curveball sent to right field. Camp Howell camps under, makes the catch. Carino tagging, going to third. Howell, big throw, but no way he was going to get them. Fly out to right field, at least advances the runner. So the Vikings with their first run 90 feet away, and that brings up shortstop Jacob Velos. Velos, he's had an interesting season. If you remember at the beginning of the year, first 7 or 8 games, nobody pitched to him. He had 1 hit in his first 19 at-bats, but he had like a dozen walks. His on-base percentage was like 400 or something. But he got frustrated after a while because nobody's throwing him anything good. He's settled down now, and he has brought his batting average up to 299 with 2 homers and the team-leading 20 RBI. Carino leading off third. Harrison's first pitch to Velos. Curveball, Velos swinging, fouls it off down the first base line, strike 1. Yeah, Velos has turned his season. Well, it's not so much he turned his season around. They started pitching to him, and he's jumped on it.
Yeah, younger brother of Justin Velos, who played for Northside, the championship team in 2019.
Harrison's pitch. Velos up. It's up and around his eyes. Takes it for ball 2. 2-1 count now. Cam Carino leading off third. Velos trying to convert here. He's looking for RBI number 21 at least. Harrison gets the side, goes into the wind, the 2-1. Breaking pitch outside, does not catch the corner. Count now 3-1. Good hitters count.
Yeah, Jacob Velos, it seems like he's been on the Pacelli organization forever. He's only a sophomore. I think he was, playing as an 8th grader?
He played as an 8th grader, and the count is 2-1, not 3-1. It's been corrected. Here's the 2-1. Ooh, right between the shoulder blades. That didn't feel good, but it's a free base. So Velos hit by a pitch for the 5th time this season. That's tops on the team. So now you got runners on the corner. That brings up designated hitter Levi Thompson. Thompson, a junior, hit 149 with 9 runs batted in. Thompson, usually the catcher. He and Alex Zapata have been swapping back and forth between catcher and left field. Today, Thompson concentrating on DH and concentrating on his performance at the plate. Velos has a lot of stolen bases himself with 15. He takes a pretty good lead off first. Carino on third. That's an opportunity for all kinds of mischief out there. Harrison comes set. And he breaks and balks. Velos, for the 2nd straight game, he did something like this against Citizens Christian. Dancing around off first base, distracted the pitcher. And this time, Harrison started his motion and broke because he saw Velos taking such a huge lead. That's a balk. Run number 1 for the Vikings. So runner on second. And the first pitch to Thompson. Breaking ball, strike 1. Nice pitch, ducked right in there.
It also breaks up the double play because now you got a runner at second.
Exactly. And, you know, Mr. Thompson would love to trade spots with Velos. Harrison comes set. Velos dancing around off second. And the 0-1, up high, over the head of Thompson. And it's a ball. 1-1 count. Yeah, Velos dangerous out there. He's learned that if you dance around and distract the pitcher, you're helping the hitter out too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you get a pitcher distracted, he's not going to necessarily bring his best stuff to the plate. Harrison coming set. And the 1-1. Up high, ball 2. Yeah, you see where the shortstop, Brody Spann, is staying right behind Velos this whole time, too. And that opens things up on the mound. And time is called. Toby Evans, the head coach, kicking out to the mound. Going to talk to Harrison, try to settle him down. Joined out there by Bennett Morrow. I think that's what he's talking about. He's trying to settle him down.
Yeah, Dave, a little bit about Strong Rock out of Locust Grove. Won the GIAA Baseball Championship in 2023. It was a couple years ago, but they have been a very tough competitor in the 4A classification. Pacelli faced them in the playoffs a couple years ago.
And this team has got a lot of guys back. They only lost a couple players from last year's team. They struggled a little bit, but they play one of the toughest schedules in 4A.
Oh, no question about it.
Their strength of schedule is rated 11. And Pacelli's is 9, and Pacelli hasn't ducked anybody either.
Yeah, don't be fooled by their losing record.
Not at all. 2-1. Harrison comes set. The pitch. Big swing by Thompson and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 count now. So Thompson will have to protect the plate. But there could be a bonus out there. Velos, very fast man on second base. As I mentioned, 15 stolen bases on the year. And he's definitely distracting everybody. The pitch. Curveball. Ground ball through the hole. It's short. That's Velos doing it for you. Velos, with that lead, kept Brody Spann closer to second base, and Levi Thompson rolled it through the hole. It's short. That's as good as a hit and run. So runners on the corners with just 1 out. And pitcher Billy Smith comes to the plate. Smith looking to help his own cause. Billy's hitting 138 in the season with 3 runs batted in. He also plays third base. And he's DH'd on occasion.
Dave, I can't believe this is the last week of the regular season in GIAA.
I know, and this is a key series for everybody here with that playoff spot on the line.
You still got Calvary having to play Heritage. Brookstone's season is done.
Yep. The regular anyway.
Regular season. They'll probably have 2 weeks off.
First pitch up, high ball 1. Yeah, well, the whole thing is Brookstone won the region. They're 10-2. Calvary's second. They got it since at 7-5. Now Strong Rock is sitting in third at 4-5. Westfield wound up 5-7. Pacelli 1-8. Here's the thing: Pacelli gets a sweep. There's a tie for fourth.
There you go.
And a pitch lined foul down the first base line by Smith. Count now 1-1. And so there's still plenty to play for here. This is going to be an interesting series, to say the least. Remember, they were supposed to start last night,
right?
But all those heavy rains, you couldn't even play that on a turf field. This turf field dried beautifully because that's what it does. But they've also had to move tomorrow, the doubleheader from Friday to tomorrow. Pitch, breaking pitch up inside. Smith ducks back a little bit, 2-1, because it's supposed to rain Friday night. So instead of playing the doubleheader at Strong Rock on Friday, they're going to do it on Thursday. It's the smart move.
Yeah, just get it done and over with. But, you don't get the rest between series. But
yeah, it is what it is. You kind of have to go with it. And the 2-1, a little bit outside, 3-1. Well, both teams are going to be playing under the same. The thing is also, though, Pacelli had a game on Monday night when they played Citizens Christian. Harrison comes set. The 3-1 delivery. Outside, ball 4. So now the bases are loaded. And Alex Apati will be striding up to the plate. We'll see if they bring David Mann in to run, and they will. David Mann will be the courtesy runner, as usual, for the Vikings. Mann, a backup catcher, outfield. He's a freshman. He's got a couple of stolen bases, so they have to keep an eye on him, too. He's got pretty good speed. Runs well for a catcher. Meanwhile, Alex Aponte coming up with the bases juiced. We got Jacob Velos on third, Levi Thompson on second, and David Mann on first. Only 1 out here. Vikings 1 run in the inning. They would love to add to this lead. They've got to take advantages of those chances. You cannot let something like that go by. First pitch, curveball outside. Aponte takes it for ball 1. Situational hitting. Hey, Richard, that's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got to get those hits when you need them. Harrison will wind. And here is his 1-0. Aponte swinging, fouls it into the screen for strike 1. Yeah, Harrison's getting got any place to put anybody. He's gonna have to challenge Aponte. And I mentioned Aponte hitting 150 with 4 runs batted in on the year. Harrison in the wind to 2-1 or 1-1. Now it's 2-1. Curveball was a little bit low. 2-1 count. Alex Aponte looking to cash in. Vikings with 1 run in the inning already. Harrison gets the sign from Morrow. Goes into the line. 2-1. In the dirt, 3-1. 3-1 count now. This is your perfect hitter's count. This is the hitter's count. This is where they've got to come in with it, especially with the bases already loaded. Harrison looks in for the sign, goes into the wind. Here's your 3-1. Swinging, Aponte sends it to right field in the air. Will it stay in play? No, foul.
Yeah, even though that was in foul territory, if the right fielder would have caught it, the runner can tag.
That's true. And also the way close as he was to the fence, it would have been really interesting for him to try to bounce off the fence and make that throw. With a runner as speedy as Jacob Velos, anything's open. All right. Full count now. Harrison winds, and here is his payoff pitch. Aponte takes it for ball 4. And another run comes home. Alex Aponte taking the walk and getting an RBI in the process. Jacob Velos stepping on home plate. The Vikings now with a 2-0 lead.
Easiest way to get an RBI there, Dave.
You betcha. Sean Maglione will go in as the courtesy runner for Aponte. Maglione, first baseman designated hitter. He's seen plenty of action this year. Now they're counting on him to do the right thing on the bases. Dustin Sherman coming to the plate, the senior first baseman. Sherman hitting 192 with 1 homer and 11 runs batted in. He's been hot hitting lately. The first pitch to Sherman. Catches the corner for strike 1. Sherman, one of 3 seniors on the team, honored today, and on senior night we'll get into that a little bit later in this contest. Harrison gets the sign. Here is his 0-1. Breaking pitch, big swing by Sherman, strike 2. Hey, by the way, the first inning sponsored by Carol Purdue, your local State Farm agent who supported Georgia Alabama Sports Live from the beginning. Give her a call today. She's the biggest State Farm agent in East Alabama. She's got customers both sides of the river. Harrison in the wide. Here's this 0-2. Outside in the dirt, gets past the catcher, but it comes right back to Morrow. Nobody even thinks about going anywhere, except Maglione wanders off of first, and now they're going to have him in a rundown. Everybody's standing around looking to see who's going to move. Maglione to second. Velo sprints home. He scores. Wow. Or no, excuse me. That was Levi Thompson. Velo's already scored. Thompson coming on home. Good base running by the Vikings. Maglione wandered off. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it worked. So Levi Thompson coming on home, and it is now 3-0 Pacelli. Good base running there.
That was a smart move. I didn't know if it was intentional that he came off of first as far as he did, but it worked.
It worked. I mean, he got them to do what they wanted. So now there's runners in second and third, 3 runs already in. And Sherman, the 1-2 count. Big swing and miss, strike 3 for out number 2. So 2 outs here. The Vikings with 3 runs in the inning, but they still got 2 guys in scoring position. And coming to the plate is Carter Dixon. Dixon, the junior, hit 109 with 3 runs batted in. Here's an opportunity for the junior to make his mark. RBIs 4 and 5 would be light. He'd love to see those. Dixon with a couple of doubles on the season. Harrison's pitch. Dixon takes it on the outside corner for strike 1. Vikings 3 runs, taking 2 hits and turning them into 3 runs. Some good base running, getting him 2 of those runs. Harrison winds. Here's the 0-1. Dixon swings on the curveball. Foul ball off the screen in front of the dugout. That makes the count 0-2. Well, good base running. Taking a chance here and there. It works. Harrison in the wind. Here's his 0-2 delivery. Up high. 1-2 count now on Carter Dixon. Aiden Dixon on deck. Aiden Dixon, of course, the right fielder. Carter, the left fielder. Harrison gets the sign. It's his 30th pitch of the inning. And here's the 1-2. Taken outside, ball 2. 2-2 count. First base is open, but Dixon has hopes for bigger things. 2-2 count. He's got to guard the plate. Harrison getting the sign. He rocks and fires. Outside. Carter Dixon holds up, does not chase. And so now the count is 3-2. Vikings making the most of opportunities so far. Harrison in the wide. Here's the payoff pitch. Dixon puts it up in the air left side. Shortstop Brody Spann. No, it's the left fielder Brady Evans running in to make the catch. And that's the 3rd out. But in the inning, it's quite an inning for the Vikings. 3 runs on 2 hits. There are no errors and 2 runners left on base. At the end of 1 inning, Pacelli 3, Strong Rock nothing. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And you are
Welcome back to Dymel Field. Pacelli and Strong Rock going at it. Hey, from day one, Glenn-Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika has been with us. Proud to be the first presenting sponsor on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. As we present things here in the top of the second inning, Vikings puts in a 3-spot in the first. It'll be 4, 5, 6 due up for Strong Rock. Jordan Jones, the first baseman, leading things off. Billy Smith winds. Here's his first pitch to Jones. Jones swinging, fouled off. Hits catcher Alex Apane in the mask. 4 strike 1.
By the way, Dave, we got a score update. Harris County is leading Kell in the second inning of that Game 2 of the GHSA playoffs.
Ah, good for the Tigers. Smith, the great first inning through just 12 pitches. See if we can match it here in the second. The wind and the 0-1. Outside, fastball. Count now 1-1. Again, the big thing for Smith is to stay ahead of the hitters. He did so in the first. Gets the sign from Apati. Here's the 1-1. Driven to the gap in left center field. And it takes one hop over the wall. It's a ground rule double for Jordan Jones. So Jordan Jones, the extra base hit, the lead off the top of the second inning, and the Patriots are in business.
Yeah, not a bad hit for Jordan Jones after Smith had a very good first inning, only throwing 12 pitches. Let's see if Strong Rock could get things going. They're trailing by 3.
Yeah, he squared it up pretty good. He put a charge into that one. Had he hit it to another out of the, part of the field, it might have been gone. That's the deepest part of the ballpark here at Dymel Field. All right, that brings up Blake Chupp, the third baseman. Chupp was a starter at third last year as well. He's a junior. Billy Smith into the stretch. Here's the first pitch to Chupp. Outside, ball 1. Vikings, 3 runs in the first. Strong Rock looking to respond as quickly as they can. It's a gorgeous day out here. 83 degrees, cloudy, a little bit of a wind. Yeah, it's breezy. It's good baseball weather. The pitch sent right up the middle for a base hit. Jones chugging around. Vaughn's throw home is a little bit late. Jones scores and Chupp goes to second on the throw. So that cuts the Viking lead to 3-1 as Strong Rock gets on the board. Good piece of hitting by Chupp. He just took it straight up the middle. Scooted it past Smith before he could really react. So basically he trades places with Jordan Jones. That brings up left fielder Brady Evans.
On the bat, number 4, Brady.
Evans, a sophomore. So Smith comes set. And the pitch. Check swing. It went off the bat of Evans for strike 1. Vikings trying to get something good to happen. They were allowed a run and no outs with the runner in scoring position. Getting an out here would be big. Kind of pop the bubble, perhaps. Smith getting the sign from Opati. He comes set. Chupp with a pretty big lead off the second. Throw over the second, and he nails him. He gets him. Billy Smith, great move to second. Jacob Velo's putting the tag down. And for Smith, that is his second pickoff of the year. That was done perfectly. And that erases that runner and that threat. So now there's one out and nobody on here. That's a big deal. That can help turn momentum there. All right, Smith winds. Here's his 0-1. Little bit outside. Kind of 1-1 on Brady Evans. As I mentioned, Smith, his second pickoff of the season. Here's the 1-1. Sent to the gap in left center field. Let's see if Nolan Vaughn can chase it down. He can, and that is out number 2. Vaughn covers a lot of real estate out there in center field. And that sets things up for Cameron Harrison, the pitcher. Harrison coming up with 2 outs, nobody on. 1 run in the inning, however, for the Patriots.
Cam Harrison.
Yeah, one thing about these Strong Rock hitters, they're hitting the ball well in this second inning. Pacelli's just got to have to play some defense.
Yeah, so far it's been Adam ball, and they've been taking care of business. The pitch to Harrison, a little bit outside. Ball 1. the Viking defense has been solid. I mean, they're really strong up the middle. Velos and Carino and Vaughn are great glove guys. 0-1, or the 1-0, a little bit high, so to count out 2-0.
Like you mentioned, Dave, tomorrow doubleheader up at Locust Grove as these two teams will go back at it for the final.
A lot on the line.
Yeah, the final regular season matchup.
That's up high, 3-0 now, 3-0 count on Harrison.
Yeah, GIAA playoffs start next week. First, top 4 teams get a bye. So you're going to have the 5-12, the 7-10, those matchups.
Strike one, yep. I would assume Brookstone would be one of the 4 teams getting the bye, the District 5 champs.
Top 4 teams, FPD, Stratford, Athens Christian, and Brookstone.
And ball 4. So Harrison walks with 2 outs. The Patriots extend the inning, and they'll bring up second baseman Eli Benjamin to the plate.
Well, Dave, let's say Pacelli does sneak in the playoffs if they win this series with Strong Rock, and if Calvary maybe moves up to either 6 or even 5, we could end up seeing a Calvary-Pacelli first-round matchup.
That would be interesting, too. And the first pitch, strike one. And remember, Pacelli and Calvary played tight the first 2 ball games.
They really did.
I mean, again, Pacelli, with their record is not good, but they've been in most of these games, and it's just they've been one hit away or one break away from winning contests. They're dangerous. The 0-1 fouled off into the screen now. Count 0-2 on Eli Benjamin.
And if Pacelli could get out of this inning only surrendering 1 run, that would be huge.
That would be a win for sure. So 0-2 count. Smith getting the sign from Aponte. Checks the runner at first. He comes setting. Here's the 0-2. Up in the air to center field. Nolan Vaughn drifting back, making the catch, and that is the inning. In the inning, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. At the end of 1 1/2 innings, Pacelli 3, Strong Rock 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
And you are.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of Chevys, from Silverado trucks, Tahoe, Suburban, and Traverse SUVs. Every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Online 24/7 at glensmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
And we're back at Diamond Field for the bottom of the second inning. As I mentioned, this is senior night, the last scheduled home game for the Pacelli Vikings, honoring the 3 seniors. Those 3 seniors, Billy Smith, who of course is the starting pitcher. Smith's come on strong of late, and in this ball game, first 2 innings, allowing just 2 hits and 1 run with a strikeout. He's been solid so far. Dustin Sherman, the first baseman, he's been a leader on the ball club, coming up a lot of big hits when he's had to. Sherman having a really good year after playing quarterback for the football team. Number 3, Nathan Boatner, the senior left-hander. The big guy's had a pretty good year of his own. And so as those 3 honored, as their Pacelli career, at least the regular season, comes to a close, this may not be it, remember. They got 2 more games at Strong Rock, and then if they do well enough, there could be a shot to make a run in the playoffs. All right, here we go. Bottom of the second inning. 9-1-2. 8 Vikings batted the first inning. They scored 3 runs. Aiden Dixon coming to plate, the right fielder. Dixon inning 091 with 3 runs batted in. One thing with Dixon, he's got a good eye. He's worked a dozen walks on the year. Cameron Harrison. The first pitch to Dixon. Dixon off the end of the bat, the third base, batted down. The throw to first gets him by a step. Good play by Blake Chupp staying with that one. He batted it down, stayed with it, and made the throw over to Jordan Jones for the out. So that's out number 1 in the first pitch. That'll bring up Cam Carino. Carino singled to left and scored in the first inning. Got things started. That included his 29th stolen base of the season. So Carino getting his first pitch of this at bat from Harrison. Curveball catches the outside corner for strike 1. Carino, dangerous hitter. 25 runs scored, leads the team.
I'm impressed with that batting average.
Oh, yeah. He's been tough. Foul ball off the fist, back into the parking lot. Luckily, nowhere near any cars. So now the count 0-2. So Carino will be protecting the plate. Yeah, 448. That's legit 448, too.
Yeah, and that's. I think that's good to be first team all region.
I would hope so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No question about it.
And a pitch outside, a 1-2. Couldn't get Carino to chase. And with those 2 home runs, those were both bombs. One of them led off the game, if I remember correctly, was against Brookstone. All right, Harrison in the line, the 1-2. Carino grounds it to short. Scooped up, throw over to first, and they get him by half a step. That was close. Close.
He had some speed going up the line.
Yeah, Carino got a good break coming out of the batter's box. Not quite.
I thought he was going to beat it out, Dave.
I did, too.
Honestly did.
I did. Span did a good job scooping and throwing, but I'm not sure they realized just how fast Carino is. They should have after he stole second base. But they get him, and that's what matters for the Strong Rock Patriots. Now it's Nolan Vaughn. Vaughn flew out to right field in his first at bat back in the first inning. Harrison settling down after that rough first. First pitch to Vaughn. Curveball catches him on the arm. Hit with a breaking pitch is way better than getting hit with a fastball, I can tell you
absolutely.
that. He will take first. So the Vikings keep the inning going. Let's see for Vaughn. That's the 5th time he's been hit by a pitch. So now he's tied with for the team lead with Velos, who is coming to the plate right now.
Number 6, Jacob
Velos. Jacob Velos. Tough hitter. Came in the game still hitting .299 because he got hit by a pitch the first inning. 2 homers, 20 runs batted in. And you got a guy in Vaughn with 14 stolen bases. 14 stolen bases leading off first. Cameron Harrison comes set. Over to first. Vaughn slides in. They don't bother tagging him. Wasn't really close. So they're very aware of Vaughn down at first base. Harrison getting the sign from Morrow. He comes set. And his first pitch to Velos as Vaughn breaks. Steals second. No chance on that one. Velos swinging to protect the runner. Vaughn. Ball bounced away from Morrow. Vaughn had it stolen anyway. He had a huge jump on that. So runner on second now with 2 outs. A runner in scoring position for Velos, who would like to cash in here. Vaughn's 15th stolen base of the season. Vaughn with a nice lead off second. He's not quite as flashy as Velos, but it's a good lead. Harrison comes set. Here's the 0-1. Up high. Just above the letters. It's a ball. 1-1 count now on Jacob Velos. Levi Thompson on deck. We'll see if Matt Ward has got anything up his sleeve there, coaching the third. Jonathan Lawrence coaching at first. And Harrison steps off. And back on the rubber and getting ready to get things started. 1-1. Harrison comes set. And whirls, fakes the throw to second. Vaughn already back on the base. That's the thing, when you take a lead off second, you can get one of those middle infielders in to slide in. That opens up holes in the infield. That meant a hit there in the first. We'll see what happens here in the second. Velos swinging up in the air, right side, but that goes foul. And a count now 1-2. Yeah, that's the thing. When you get somebody dancing off second, you're taking a big lead, you get those middle infielders, somebody's going to slide over.
Yeah.
And how much of a gap does that leave? You know, enough to roll one through. It worked in the first. So Vaughn, nice, healthy lead once again. Second baseman Eli Benjamin shading towards second. And the pitch. Velo's curveball. One hop to Benjamin. It catches him. He handcuffs him, and Velo slides in safe. Vaughn advancing to third on that one. We'll see if they call that a hit or an error. That was a tough one. It took a short hop. Benjamin wasn't quite sure whether they should play it in the air or not. It hopped in front of him. He knocked it down. Yep, they're going to call that one an error. So it's an E4. That was an E4, but it was a good piece of hitting by Velos. So you got runners on the corners now with 2 outs. Another chance for mischief on the bases. Velos came into the game with 15 stolen bases. And, of course, taking a big lead, wandering off second. And, again, he gets Harrison to come off the mound. They're trying to get in a rundown. Velos beats the rundown. Vaughn fakes going home. Velos makes it back to first.
I don't know how Velos did not get tagged out on that play.
He ducked and he ducked, bobbed, and weaved. He's quick.
Stayed in the baseline, too.
He stayed in the baseline. It's just he's a good base runner.
That's a great balancing act.
I know. That time you knew that was on purpose. He wandered off. He was trying to get the Patriots to get suckered into a rundown and let Velos score. Get him on, get him over, get him in, however you need to. Harrison comes set. And a first pitch to Thompson. Velos breaks for second. The throw to second was off base. Now Vaughn caught in a rundown. He's trying to see what he can do about getting in. Not happening this time. The rundown does not work. The runner does not score, and that is the inning. But in the inning, no runs on no hits. There was one error, and there was one runner left on base. At the end of 2, Pacelli 3, Strong Rock 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
And you are
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, today's coverage is brought to you by Coca-Cola, presenting sponsor on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. With deep ties to our schools and strong support for local youth athletics, hey, it was a no-brainer to partner with them. We go now to the top of the third inning. The Pacelli Vikings holding a 3-1 lead over Strong Rock. Billy Smith on the mound, having a pretty good afternoon so far, giving up a couple hits and a run, but he's kept Strong Rock under control, to say the least. And it will be 9-1-2 hitters coming to the plate here in the third. Leading things off will be Camp Howell, the right fielder. Howell, a junior. As for Smith, it's been a pretty efficient performance so far, 28 pitches in 2 innings. First pitch to Howell. Strike one on the outside corner. A beautiful, beautiful fastball. Again, Smith trying to stay ahead of the hitters. He threw a shutout a couple of weeks ago against Shaw where he did exactly that. Here's the wind of the 0-1. Bunt, foul. Howell, the last minute lunge at the ball. Good idea, but the bunt was just a little bit out. It was he got to it just a little bit late. So it's an 0-2 count. Smith getting the sign from Alex Apati. The wind of the 0-2. Swinging, fouled off toward the church. Hits at the steps. The back of the church. So the count remains 0-2. Smith's doing a good job throwing strikes today. No question about it. Smith into the motion. The 0-2. Swing. Got a piece of it. He got a piece of that one.
Yeah, they're calling that foul.
Yeah, they call that one foul. Howell did a pretty good job on that one. He managed to make contact and stay alive in there. It was a good pitch. He had to spoil it or he'd been sitting down. But he did. Made contact. He's still up there. Count remains 0-2. Here's Smith in the wind and the delivery. Swing to a strike 3. Strikeout number 2 of the day for Billy Smith, and it has out number 1 here in the top of the third. That'll bring up Blake Hahn. Hahn led off the game with a comebacker to Smith, where he scooped up through it to first. Nice little defensive play. Kind of jammed. He jammed Hahn, and Hahn hit it off his fists. So here we go. Smith. The wind and the pitch. Breaking pitch. Just a little bit outside. Ball 1. And as I mentioned, a gorgeous day for baseball. Temperature 83 at game time, which got things started at 5 o'clock here. A little bit of wind out of the west at 10, so there's enough of a breeze to keep it from being too warm. A little extra breeze there on that big swing. 1-1 count. Wind out of the west, so I believe the wind will become, it's kind of blowing out toward left field. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, a little bit outside. Ball 2. 2-1 count. I still have problems trying to figure out which direction is which here, but the wind would be blowing out toward left. Pitch up inside. 3-1 count now. Hahn had to duck back just a little bit. This is a good hitter's count. Hahn can be a little bit selective. Smith gets the sign, goes into the wind. The pitch. Inside, ball 4. Second walk of the day for Smith. So Hahn on base with 1 out. That bring up Brody Spann. Spann struck out in his first plate appearance.
Up to bat, number 1, Brody Spann.
Toby Evans perhaps putting some kind of play out there. We'll be looking to see if he bunts. Landon Lauk at third. Dustin Sherman at first. We'll see if they come charging in. Lauk looks like he's ready to. The pitch. He's swinging away, and he just watches that one for strike 1. No indication of a bunt there. Landon Lauk, though, on the balls of his feet, ready to come charging in case Spann starts to indicate bunt. Hahn taking a pretty good lead off at first base. Smith checks the runner, comes set. Over to first. Sherman drops a tag on him, pro forma. He's safe. They got to be aware of Smith. He's already picked one guy off today. He's got a good move. Checking the runner. And the runner breaks. Swing, big swing by Spann. Fouled off into the parking lot. Or no, it hit a tree near the parking lot. The parking lot I'm parked in. So that's not good. So the count now 0-2 on Brody Spann. They sent Hahn. He had a decent jump, too. Hahn, by the way, a senior. One of the only senior in the starting lineup. It's a young Strong Rock team with a lot of guys back from last season. Smith over to first. Hahn back easily, though he did have to dive in. Yeah, this is a young team. Both these teams are young. Strong Rock with just 2 seniors on the roster, the only one really plays much. The other's quarterback Brock Garmany. And, of course, Pacelli with the 3 seniors who were honored today before the game. It's one of them, Smith. Smith's delivery swung on. Line down the first base line, foul by Spann. Count remains 0-2. We're going to be seeing more from these teams next year, I can tell you that. There's plenty of talent coming back on both. Smith checking the runner. Comes set. The 0-2 delivery. Breaking ball outside. Could not get Spann to chase that one. So the count moves to 1-2.
Yeah, both going to a new classification next year. I believe they're going to be in the same classification.
Smith comes set. Out to first. Ooh. Hanna taking a extra step on that lead. He gets back. A little closer this time, though. So here we go. Spann trying to see what he can do. with one out and a runner on first. That runner, Blake Hahn. Hahn breaks, pitch outside for a ball. Hahn slides in safely at second base, had it by a couple of steps. So stolen base for Blake Hahn. Count now 2-2 on Brody Spann. And the Patriots with runner in scoring position now and one out. Here in the third. Vikings holding a 2-run lead. Smith looking in for the sign. Comes set. And the 2-2. Fouled off first base side. Hits the cover over the hitting cage area. You'd hear the thump there. It hit the metal roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that when it hits there, you hear it. So count remaining 2-2. Smith trying to pitch out of his mini jam here, trying to stop it before it starts. Span the number 2 hitter, Bennett Morrow on deck. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and the runner breaks for third, swinging, fouled off down the first base line again. Again, foul. Count remaining 2-2. The seventh pitch of the at-bat for Span. Pretty good at-bat by him. Smith comes set and then steps off the rubber. Kind of a reset here. So here we go. The 2-2 from Smith. Nope. He wheels towards second, doesn't throw. After the balk and the stolen bases and everything else and the way the Vikings have run the bases, the Patriots are more aware of base running, to say the least. Both teams trying to see what they can do about faking some folks out and getting a couple extra runs here and there. It'll matter. Smith's pitch, fouled off. Check swing by Span. The pitch was out of the zone. He tried to hold back. Caught the bat for a strike. So the count still 2-2. And as I mentioned, a good at bat by Span. This will be the 8th pitch. One of the things you want to do is you want to force the other team's pitcher, especially if he's pitching well, to throw as many pitches as possible. I mean, you can run him out of the game and get into the bullpen. Smith coming set. The 2-2. Breaking ball. Catches the corner. Strike 3. Span goes down looking. Second strikeout of the inning. Third of the game for Billy Smith. And so now we have 2 outs. And Bennett Morrow coming to the plate. Morrow, the catcher, flew out to center field to end the first inning in his first plate appearance. Left-handed hitting catcher. Who last season was their starting left fielder. Hahn taking a good lead off second. He is a threat to run. First pitch to Morrow. Morrow fouls it off. That's heading toward the church. Yeah, not too far from the cars parked next to the daycare over there. I'm parked further back. That doesn't mean anything. I've seen worse things, believe me. Count now 0-1. Smith checking the runner. Very aware of Hahn out there. The 0-1. Morrow sending it to center field, but Nolan Vaughn underneath makes the catch, and that ends the inning. So in the inning, no runs on, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base at the end of 2 1/2 innings. Pacelli 3, Strong Rock 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
And you are clear.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And we go down to the bottom of the third inning. Pacelli holding a 3-1 lead on Strong Rock. The Vikings posting those 3 runs in the first inning on 2 hits. A lot of it was some great base running. A balk brought in the first run, but that was base running because Jacob Velos was leading off of first base, dancing around, being very distracting, and he got pitcher Cameron Harrison to break. And the motion was a straight-up, no-question balk that brought in run number 1. A bases-loaded walk brought in run number 2. And the third run came in when courtesy runner Sean Maglione kind of wandered off first base in an effort to start a rundown. He did, and in that rundown, Levi Thompson came in to score run number 3. So it was good hitting and great base running that gave the Vikings that 3-1 lead. They're looking to add to it now. Thompson will be leading things off as the 4, 5, 6 hitters will come to the plate in the third. Thompson, as mentioned, singled to left field and brought in a run. He singled in a run and then ended up coming home on that rundown. First pitch to Thompson. Ground ball towards short. Span scoops it up over to first, and that is out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the third inning, and that'll bring up Billy Smith. Smith walked in his first plate appearance, and he wound up with a stolen base. Or the pinch runner, actually David Mann, was the one who wound up with the stolen base in that mess. But Smith looking pretty good so far. Good 3 innings on the mound, giving up 1 run on 2 hits. At the plate, walked and kind of helped churn things along there in that 3-run first inning. Here's a chance to help his own cause. First pitch to Smith. Swinging, sent to left field. Brady Evans going back, and it's over his head and off the fence. Smith was chugging into second base, sliding in with a double. Billy Smith gets almost all of that one. Almost. One bite of cheeseburger, baby. If he squared up just a little bit better, that thing would have been gone. Brady Evans. Looks like he's shaken up a little bit on the play. We'll call this a Jack Houston injury timeout. He went into the fence kind of hard. He's upset, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know. Trainer's going out there to check on him. Pacelli training crew is really good. These students are good at what they do.
Yeah, no question about it.
And he's kind of waving them off. We'll see what happens here.
Well, they got the card out.
Ooh.
Just in case.
Just in case, yeah. People don't take chances around here. Remember, our student trainers here at Pacelli work with Houston Hospital. Yeah. And they know what they're doing. The doctors at Houston are great. I've let them cut on me 3 times, okay? I've had 3 orthopedic surgeries there. And they know what they're doing, and they're really good at training people up. And, again, there's a good crew of trainers here, student trainers at Pacelli. I mean, Evans did what he could. He kept fading back and back and back, and that thing just kept carrying. I mean, it looked like Smith hit it good, but nope, it didn't. It looked like, too high kind of thing. It just kept on sailing.
And getting the applaud from the crowd. That's a good sign.
Yep. And looks like he's staying in.
By the way,
bring
Dave,
the card off.
We got a big soccer match on this field Friday. Brookstone Pacelli.
Oh, is that going to be a good one or
what? Sign me up for that. You going to be on the call for that one?
I will not be on the. No, I'm not the soccer guy. I'm the baseball guy. We'll have somebody here. I know that. It'll be on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Pacelli, of course, defending state champion. We mean boys or girls? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Both teams defending state champions. If I remember right, 2 times. So here we go. Back to action. Vikings, runner on second base and 1 out. The runner's David Mann, who's the courtesy runner for pitcher Billy Smith. First pitch to Alex Zapati. Breaking ball outside for ball 1. Mann, of course, picked up a stolen base in the first inning, his 3rd of the year. And the bells are ringing for, Vespers at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we've been here for about an hour. We've been here for about an hour now.
Yes, we have. Next pitch, strike 1. 1-1. Yeah, these bells are Vespers, which means you get ringing to 6 o'clock, and then the bells start ringing again for the praying the Angelus.
So they ring every hour, right?
The bells ring every hour, but they ring the hours every 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
And next pitch, curveball outside. 9, noon, 3, 6.
So they're not ringing at 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, because of they stopped ringing the bells, I believe, after 8 o'clock.
Okay.
But this is for hours of prayer. Next pitch. Ground ball Knocked down by the third baseman over to second. They have got the runner in a rundown, and David Mann is tagged out. Diving stop by Blake Chupp. He gets up, throws to second, and David Mann had wandered off a little bit too far, so it's a 5-4-5 put out. Aponte's on first base in the fielder's choice. Of course, Maglione will come in and run as a courtesy runner. But now there's 2 outs. Dustin Sherman coming to the plate for the Vikings. Sherman struck out in his first plate appearance.
Yeah, one of those 3 seniors you mentioned, Dave.
Yep.
Great quarterback, too. Returned from that injury.
Yes.
That was just a great sign to see this year.
It was. And, of course, he came back in baseball last year and had a pretty good year after he healed up from the UCL surgery. All right, first pitch to Sherman. Outside, ball 1. All right, there go the bells. There's the bells for Vespers. I'm doing a little religious education for y'all here, okay? Anyway.
Of course.
Hey, got to do that, right? 1-0 count. Harrison's pitch in the dirt, ball 2. 2-0. So Sherman with a shot here, 2 outs, trying to keep things going here, keep the parade going, and see what they can do about maybe plating another run. Maglione leading off first. And the pitch to Sherman, ball 3. 3-0 count now on Dustin Sherman.
A patient hitter. I think that he's just probably going to keep the bat on his shoulder maybe the next 1 or 2 pitches.
Yeah, I would assume that, well, not 2 pitches, but 1.
3-1,
though, you know.
You just never know.
Yep. Pitch inside.
There you go.
There wasn't another pitch.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Wouldn't have mattered. Ball 4. So Sherman walks, and runners on first and second to bring up Carter Dixon. Dixon, in his first plate appearance in the first inning, flew out to left field. Third base coach Matt Ward, the head coach, making sure both runners know there are 2 outs. They better be going on contact. Maglione on second, Sherman on first. Harrison comes set. And the pitch outside, ball 1.
I tell you what, Dave, I'm impressed with this crowd that made the trip from Locust Grove. It's about 2 hours away.
Yep.
Taking the back roads to Columbus.
Yep. You get to drive through fun places like Griffin.
Yeah.
Griffin.
Zebulon, going through Pike County.
Yeah, Manchester. Yeah. But it's worth it to come here. Harrison fakes the throw to first. You can't do that. That is a balk.
That's got to be a balk.
That is a balk. What happened was Sherman had a big lead off second. He went to throw to first, but first baseman Jordan Jones wasn't there. So he didn't throw. I mean, throwing it would have been a big problem. He should have thrown it to Jones. Instead, he hung on to it, and that's a no-no. It's his second balk of the game. So now you got 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs, which means they'll be going on contact. Carter Dixon with a shot at adding to his season total of 3 ribbies. The pitch. Takes it outside, ball 2. Ooh, he thought about that one. That one was close, but he hauled off. 2-0 count now, Carter Dixon. This is a hitter's count. Harrison gets the sign. Goes into the wind, and here is his 2-0. In the dirt, 3-0 count now. Now, I'm pretty sure the take sign's on, but you never know.
You just never know.
You
what
don't
if there's
know
one
that, right?
Down the middle.
Sometimes you roll the dice. Of course, if you swing at one of these, you better hit it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing. You're going to gamble, you better win the gamble. All right, 3-0 count. Harrison winds the pitch. Breaking ball does catch the corner. 3-1 count now. Again, it's still a hitter's count. Dixon's due, so we'll see what happens here. Maglione on second. On third, Sherman on second. Here's the 3-1. Strike 2, catches the corner. Dixon was taken all the way. All right, 3-2 count, 2 outs here. Dixon trying to keep the inning going. Harrison trying to get out of this thing without allowing a run. The sophomore gets the sign, goes into the wind, the payoff. Up high, ball 4, so the bases are now loaded. Bases loaded for the Vikings with 2 outs, and it brings up right fielder Aiden Dixon.
Up the bat for the Vikings, number 11, Aiden Dixon.
Dixon grounded to third base in his first at bat to lead off the second inning. Here's a chance for him to do a little damage here, the number 9 hitter, with Cam Carino on deck. He wants to keep this inning alive. First pitch, a little bit inside, breaking ball, ball 1. Tried to Sneaking on the inside corner, didn't happen. So a 1-0 count, Aiden Dixon, the sophomore. Big opportunity here. Harrison's pitch. Up high, ball 2. 2-0 count. No place to put Mr. Dixon, so 2-0. This is a hitter's count. Dixon set and ready already. He wants this one. Again, bases loaded, 2 outs. Everybody's going on contact. The pitch. Breaking pitch. Ducks in for a strike. It dropped in right there at the letters on the outside corner. That was a very pretty curveball. So 2-1 count. The pitch. Dixon swinging, grounds it toward first. Harrison flips it to first base for the out, and that ends the inning. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 3 runners left on base. At the end of 3 innings, Pacelli 3, Strong Rock 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
And you're clear.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Visions 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Back to Dammel Field, top of the 4th inning. Strong Rock and Pacelli going at it. The Vikings with a 3-1 lead. Hey, from the sidelines to surgery, Houston Clinic is a proud presenting sponsor on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live, keeping athletes in the game. Strong Rock in the game, trying to get closer. Again, trailing by 2. Jordan Jones will lead things off, the cleanup hitter. First pitch from Billy Smith. Jones, big swing and a miss, strike 1. Jones doubled and scored back in the 2nd inning. He's the Strong Rock run. Smith getting the first pitch strike, which is what he needs to do to stay ahead of hitters and stay in this game. Here's the wind of the 0-1. Ooh, close but not quite. Ball 1, 1-1 count.
By the way, Dave, bottom of the 5th inning, Harris County leading Kell in Game 2, 8-4.
8-4.
Kell has a 1-0 series lead in that playoff series.
Trying to force that decider. Next pitch outside, 2-1. Yeah, Game 3s are always fun when you get into the playoffs. If you get forced to that one game for all the marbles, that's tough. All right, Billy Smith winding, and here's his 2-1 delivery. Jordan Jones fouls it off.
Well, Dave, it's the greatest 2 words in high school baseball. Game 3.
Game 3. But
everybody likes a Game 3.
Yep. Though plate umpire Jason Yon felt that one on that foul tip, caught him in the shoulder. You got to be tough to be back there. Mask shots are really rough. Shoulder shots are not much better. Here's the 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Full count now.
Yeah, I think if you want to be a high school official, you got to embrace all 3 sports. You got to be behind the plate. You got to be a basketball referee, a football referee,
or soccer.
Yeah, or soccer. Yeah,
or volleyball. Or
volleyball is. I would love to be a volleyball official.
Well, you don't get it with foul tips. Here's the 3-2. Big swing and a strike 3. Billy Smith with his 4th strikeout of the ball game here gets Jordan Jones swinging for out number 1. That was a beautiful pitch.
Oh yeah,
he brought it. The fastball. He got it. And Jones a little bit behind it. So, out number 1 here in the top of the 4th. Blake Chupp coming to the plate. Chupp singled to center field, brought home Jones. He's got that RBI in this contest. Chupp, a junior. It's his 2nd year as a starter. Here's the pitch. First ball, a little bit outside. 4-1.
By the way, we also have Smith Station at senior night over there, taking on Lee Scott Academy.
Smith gets a sign. Here is the 1-0. Breaking ball, strike one at the letters. Nice. Yeah, it's getting to be that time of the year. Last week of the regular season for Alabama, and this is the first round of the playoffs for GHSA?
Second round.
Second round.
Yeah, Columbus plays Cook tomorrow. We'll have that for you on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
There you go. Next pitch. Sent to center field. Nolan Vaughn under that one. And he gets it for out number 2.
Nolan Vaughn.
There was a guy back in the 1800s. His nickname was Death to Flying Things. I think that's Nolan Vaughn can qualify for that one. He covers a lot of real estate out there in center field. And Bob Ferguson was the guy's name. There you go. There's your ancient baseball history for you. So here we go. It's out number 2. Brady Evans coming to the plate. Evans flew out to center field in his first at bat. By the way, there were 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 flyouts to center. First pitch, swinging, strike one. Vaughn has chased down 5 fly balls already, and we're here in the 4th inning. You can throw fly balls if you got a guy like Nolan Vaughn in center field. Just that simple. Smith, the wind, and here's his 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Swing and a miss. Oh, pitch up high. Did he go? No, he did not. He kind of twisted his body around, didn't bring the bat around, but you know what? If you're a catcher, you always appeal. You never know. Of course, Paul Kite said, no, not quite. And the 1-2. Breaking ball just misses. Count now 2-2.
By the way, great ceremony before this game for senior night. Dave, you did a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's easy because
seniors.
There's some good seniors here. Ground ball up the middle, scooped up by Velos over to Sherman at first, and that is out number 3.
What a stretch!
3 up, 3 down for Billy Smith. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on base. At the end of 3 1/2 innings, it's Pacelli 3, Strong Rock 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live,
and you are.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
All right, back to Dymel Field, top of the 4th inning. The Vikings holding a 3-run lead on Strong Rock in the first game of this crucial 3-game series in Region 5. Why it's so big? There's 12 teams make the playoffs in 4A. Strong Rock's 11, Pacelli's 13. If the Vikings come with a big closing series here to end the regular season, they can get into that playoffs. And once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen.
Yeah, but does Pacelli have enough to leapfrog Tallulah Falls?
They may. That's the thing. They may. But remember, the team that's number 11 is Strong Rock.
Yeah.
And if you take 3, if you sweep Strong Rock, you got a great argument.
I think
but it's all numbers. It's all those max prep numbers. And I don't know. We'll see if they can leap them. But you can't leap them if you don't win. It's just that simple.
Well, you look at Pacelli's strength of schedule. They play Columbus, Central,
they have a really strong,
Glenwood.
much stronger strength of schedule than Tallulah Falls. I think it's by a factor of 2. Because Pacelli's strength of schedule is something like 9-2, and Tallulah Falls is like maybe 6-1. All right, Cam Carino leading things off. Carino singled and scored in the first inning, grounded out in the second. Cameron Harrison winds, pitch. Carino off the fist, foul to the right side toward the cars, but not at the cars, which is appreciated. Strike 1. Harrison getting the shine. Here's his 0-1. Carino slides one to left field. He lined it, but it stayed up long enough for Brady Evans to get under it. I mean, he got all of that one, but It was right at Evans. 4 out, number 1. That's called Adam ball. No matter how hard you hit it, if you hit it right at him, you're not going to get much out of it. Nolan Vaughn coming to the plate. Vaughn flew out to right field in the first, was hit by a pitch, and then was thrown out, caught stealing as they tried the get him in a rundown and get a run across a second time in the second inning. Didn't work that time. First pitch to Vaughn. Fouled off into the screen. Strike 1. Harrison had a really rough first inning, threw like 31 or 32 pitches. He's settled down now. He's pitching pretty good. Couple of walks, though. He's given up hits and walks. He's walked 4 in this ball game. The pitch, curveball right down the middle, strike 2. 0-2 count. It was a beautiful curveball from Harrison, who's now at the 66 pitch mark. Gets the sign and the delivery. Up high, ball 1. Couldn't get Vaughn to chase. Remember, on those 0-2s, you want him to expand the zone. You want to see if you can get him to go at something that ain't a strike, where you're going to get less contact. Vaughn holding off. All right, 1-2. Breaking pitch. Vaughn up the middle for a base hit. A 2-hopper through the infield. Shortstop Brody Spann dove, but there was he came close. But he was about 6 inches away from the tip of his glove. Gave it a good effort. But Nolan Vaughn with a beautiful base hit up the middle, and that brings up Jacob Velos. Velos got hit by a pitch, danced around at first base, and coaxed Harrison into a walk, which brought in a run, and then he would later score on Levi Thompson's single. Got on an error in the second inning. So here we go. Nolan Vaughn leading off first. He's got 15 stolen bases on the season. Velos hitting .299 coming into the game. Vaughn breaks. The throw down. Vaughn is in by 3 steps. He was in there safely. Didn't have a shot. He had a huge jump, not to mention the fact that Vaughn is fast. Remember, Vaughn led the football team as a cornerback and led the team in interceptions. He can scoot, no question about it. So now Velos with a runner on second, a runner in scoring position, and 1-0 count. Look at his chops. There's his chance. Harrison comes set. And the 1-0. Velos ripping it to the gap in left center field. One hops. No, it's off the fence. It's going to be a stand-up double for Velos as Vaughn crosses the plate. The Vikings with their 4th run of the ball game. They're up 4-1, and that maybe it could be a Houlihan's play of the week. He squared that one up pretty, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Great hit there by Justin Velos to trade spots with Nolan Vaughn over at second base.
That's his 6th double of the season, and that's RBI number 21.
By the way, big shout out to my guy Chris Smith. He's on the 1s and 2s for the PA announcing.
Oh, yeah. Chris is on it, man.
He's on it, man.
He does a good job back here doing the PA system here at Dimel Field. Levi Thompson coming to the plate. Thompson singled in a run in his first at bat, and now the ground ball to short. Spann scoops it up over to first to get the out, but he advances the runner on the play. That's the other thing. He's grounded twice now to shortstop. But that advances Velos to third. And let's just say Velos at third is dangerous because he's going to dance around. We will see. We will see if Harrison winds up with Velos on third because, let's face it, that could be something interesting. 2 outs now. Billy Smith at the plate. Smith walked in the first and doubled in the third. Chance to help his own cause here. Harrison's pitch. Drops a curveball in for strike 1. If there was less than 1 out, that would be really interesting. But with 2 outs, there's not much you can do with this with too much dancing around. All right, here we go. Here's the 0-1. Smith swinging, chases that one. 0-2 count. Again, Jacob Velos 90 feet away. The Vikings 1 run in the inning. They've extended their lead to 4-1 here in the 4th. Harrison will pitch out of the windup. Gets the sign. Velos fainted toward home, and Harrison just stepped backwards off the mound. Again, him going out of the wind makes it a little more interesting. See if Velos breaks. The pitch. Outside for a ball. Velos is very distracting because he has the speed to steal home if he gets a good jump. And with Harrison working out of the windup, yeah. Or he could get Harrison to twitch or do something balk-worthy and come home that way. I mean, he's already got 2 balks in this game. Harrison winds. The pitch. Smith swing and a miss, strike 3. And that ends the inning. In the inning, no run, or 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner left on base. So at the end of 4 innings, Pacelli 4, Strong Rock 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Clear.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Hey, don't forget, we're going to name our Alex Quinney Allstate Good Hands Player of the Game when this thing is over. We got a couple of candidates for it already, but I'm not going to say who they are. We'll let you guess who they might be. All right, top of the 5th inning. Pacelli with a 4-1 lead over Strong Rock after adding a run in the 4th inning on an RBI double by Jacob Velos. Billy Smith on the mound for his 5th inning, and Billy has been solid, to say the least, in this ball game. He pitched 4 innings, giving up just 2 hits, and the 1 run, struck out 4 and only walked 2. Good outing so far. And Smith at the 63 pitch mark. That's about where you want to be after 4 innings. You're averaging a little over 15 pitches an inning. Pretty solid. 7, 8, 9 due up for Strong Rock. Cameron Harrison up first. The pitcher swinging, fouling it off toward the church for strike 1. Harrison walked in the 2nd. This is his 2nd plate appearance. Smith's only faced 3 over the minimum. Here's the wind and the 1-0-1. Outside, 1-1 count.
Yeah, Dave, Strong Rock comes in with a 9-17 record, but last week got a huge upset beating Brookstone in extra innings.
Yeah, that was the first game of the series, if I remember correctly. They kind of made a statement with that win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, this is a very young team. They've only got 1 senior who sees any playing time at all, and they let Brookstone know that, yeah, we can play with you too. I mean, Brookstone's good, don't get me wrong, but both Strong Rock and Pacelli are deceptively good. They get the right breaks, they can beat anybody. 2-1 pitch. Up high, ball 3. So Smith behind on the count. Cameron Harrison, the opposing pitcher, and time is called. Matt Ward and Alex Apani trotting out to the mound to talk to Billy.
Yeah, we talked about a couple years ago Strong Rock winning the GIAA championship. They beat Calvary in the first round of the playoffs last year. That was considered an upset. But then they would go on, and they lost to Tatnall in the Sweet 16.
Yep. So Strong Rock, Strong Rock has been a solid program for quite a while. Of course, Toby Evans, the first year head coach. He's also the principal of the school. Of course, Todd Rowley left and took a job up in Atlanta after last season. And Todd Rowley, of course, his son, he's got a son who's a pretty good ball player, if I recall. And the pitch, the 3-1 swinging, left field. Carter Dixon underneath it, making the catch for out number 1. Nice play out there by Carter Dixon. So that is out number 1 here in the top of the 5th inning. And that will bring up Eli Benjamin, the second baseman. Benjamin flew out to center field like half the team has. And I mean that pretty much literally. Four different guys have flown out to center field. Somebody's done it twice. Here's Smith's first pitch to Benjamin. Benjamin up in the air. Down the first base line. Dustin Sherman gives chase, but it's just a little bit out of reach for strike 1. And like I mentioned, Todd Rowley was the coach last year. I think his His son is a pretty good catcher for the Seattle Mariners, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Dude only hit 60 homers.
Cal Rally.
Yeah.
He's
pretty good. Toby Evans doing a good job as coach this season. And the 0-1. Breaking ball. Ooh, close, but not quite. Just a little bit outside. And I mean that literally, not in the Bob Uecker sense. 1-1 count. The 1-1. Ooh, just a little bit outside again. Close, but not quite. He's trying to paint the corner. Not happening again. Count now 2-1 on Eli Benjamin.
Yeah, we talk about this is a rematch of that playoff matchup back in 2024 where Pacelli ended up taking 2 out of 3.
Yes. Benjamin sending it to left field. Dixon on the run, making the catch. A good running catch out there. About 3 strides from the foul line. Pretty deep, too. He hit it about 320 feet. It's 325 to the foul pole out there. Carter Dixon playing some good left field right now. 2 outs. And I bring up Camp Howell, the number 9 hitter. Howell struck out in his first plate appearance. Billy Smith's throwing fly balls, but those fly balls are getting caught, and that's what matters. They've only grounded out twice in this ball game. The rest of them have been flyouts or strikeouts. So Howell at the plate. Smith delivers. A little bit outside. Ball 1. Yeah, 7 flyouts, 2 groundouts. He's utilizing. Well, the whole thing is you pitch to contact.
Yeah.
You pitch fewer pitches. Of course, strikeouts are nice. Like a strike like that one, 1-1 count. Strikeouts are nice, but you end up chewing up a lot of pitches. If you get outs on ground outs or pop outs, that's, on a first pitch or second pitch, that's better. You can last longer.
Yeah, throwing those effective pitches to get those groundouts and flyouts.
Yep. 1-1. Fouled off into the screen, 1-2. Well, how do pitchers get people out? Change speeds, change planes.
And get ahead of the batter so
Yes.
you can work the corners and kind of get the batters to chase.
Exactly. You get them off balance, and then they have to try to guess, and, good luck. Because Smith's got good breaking stuff to go with a decent fastball, so, yeah. 1-2. Ooh, almost, but not quite. A little low, a little outside.
By the way, Dave, I saw you on Monday when Pacelli was taking on Citizens Christian. You had a selfie with Tim Hudson and Scott Hatteberg.
Yeah, they were. Well,
nice.
Those guys and like 25 scouts were there to check out. Pitch fouled, 2-2.
Yeah, Citizens got a top.
Blake Bryant. He's a Clemson commit who probably will get drafted. I'm guessing that. Whether he gets drafted high enough to take a pass on a scholarship to Clemson, we'll see. But it looked like a state trooper convention out there with all the radar guns. Here's the 2-2. Yeah, I was joking with the scouts. I said I should have brought an 8-pack of hot dogs. I could hold them up and y'all could cook them for me.
No, but that was cool. Obviously, Tim Hudson, a Columbus legend that played at Glenwood, coached at Lee Scott. And also Scott Hatteberg. I talk Scotty H, picking machine.
Oh, yeah. Good guy. Knows what he's doing, too. And a great ball player. Inside, strike 3. Billy Smith's liking that one.
There we go.
That was a beauty. That could be a Houlihan's play of the week, too. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. At the end of 4 1/2 innings, it's Pacelli 4, Strong Rock 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
And you're clear.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Pacelli holding a 4-1 lead over Strong Rock. And as we mentioned, of course, this is senior night with 3 seniors for the Vikings playing in this ball game. Pitcher Billy Smith, who's had a great outing, along first baseman Dustin Sherman. And we cannot forget Nathan Boatner, who will probably get the start tomorrow in Game 2 of this series. Congratulations to those guys for a great career, and it ain't over yet. They still got some baseball to play. And so do we here in the bottom of the 5th. Alex Apani will lead things off. Apani walked in the first and got on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Cameron Harrison winds, pitch. Apani first pitch swinging, dribbles it down the third base line. Matt Hall scooping it up. Good hands, Coach. He flips it back into Harrison, and we're at it. 0-1 count on Apani.
I would say, Dave, I know that the Stratford and FPD are in a very tough region, but would you consider this one of the toughest regions in the GIAA at the 4A classification?
It could be. It could be. This is probably the second toughest.
I'd probably say second because
yeah.
of the year FPD and Stratford is having.
Yes, plus the youth of teams like Strong Rock and Pacelli. I mean, Pacelli with just 3 seniors. Strong Rock with just 1. These teams are going to be better next season, no question about it. Here's the wind of the 0-2. Apani takes it way up there.
Another team to watch out for, Tatnall.
Yes.
They look very scary in the GIAA playoffs.
There's some good GIAA teams. Ain't no question about that one.
Yeah, they're going to be at Georgia Southern this year.
So this will be fun. A 1-2 count. Apani swings, sends it out to right field. Camp Holland. Nope, it was brought in by Eli Benjamin. It was a shallow right, so Benjamin making the catch. That is out number 1 here in the 5th. And that'll bring up Dustin Sherman, one of those seniors we talked about. Sherman struck out in the 1st. He walked in the 3rd. Sherman looking for the big hit here. Try to get something started in the 5th. The Vikings with a 4-1 lead. They would feel a lot better if they could put another couple on the board. Harrison's pitch. Outside, ball 1. Harrison getting up there in the pitch count. He's up to number 82 at this point. This will be pitch 83. The 1-0. Inside ball 2.
Yeah, I'm wondering if both managers are going to just let them have their pitch count just to save their bullpen for the doubleheader tomorrow.
Yeah, that probably would be the best way to work it. Though the Vikings might bring in either Carino or Velos to close out if Billy Smith gets too many pitches. But at this point, Smith's doing all right. Yeah. All right, count out 2-1 on Sherman. Harrison winds, delivers. Outside, 3-1 count. Good hitters count. Chance to maybe you get what you like, light it up.
Yeah, and if you take away that first inning, Harrison's pitched a very good game.
He has. He's settled down. Breaking pitch, fouled off by Sherman. And the car driving by behind us was kind of in jeopardy, but it had a little bit too much air under it. It missed the car by about a good 10 feet. I mean, it's always car bingo, you know. You get the hood, you get the windshield, or you just miss. All right, count is full. Harrison's payoff. Sherman, ground ball foul. This time Will Thompson comes jumping out of the dugout. Coach Thompson making the scoop, showing he's got hands too.
Sherman staying alive here in the count.
Yep. Well, you just make contact, spoil it off if it ain't what you want. That's really about what it comes down to. All right, 3-2. Swing and a miss in the dirt. They're going to have to throw to first to get him, and they do. So that is out number 2. And that'll bring Carter Dixon to the plate. And Dixon flew out to left field in his first at-bat back in the first inning, and then he walked in the 3rd. Junior trying to see what he can do about making some contact and keeping the inning alive. As the 8-hitter, Aiden Dixon on deck, and then it'll be the top of the order.
And, Dave, the lights are on here at Diamond Field.
It's about that time. First pitch outside. Ball 1 at 6:34. I mean, it's cloudy, which is kind of why they have to do that. Checking to see the sunset time is 8:19. So we're still an hour and a half away from sunset. Strike on the corner. We're still about an hour and a half away from sunset, but the fact that the clouds are here and they're pretty dark. Not rainy clouds, but just dark clouds, so a little bit overcast. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch. Dixon goes for it. Strike 2. One of the nice dropping a hammer curveballs.
Yeah.
1-2 count, so Dixon's going to have to guard the plate. Harrison trying to get out of with a 1-2-3 inning. The wind and the 1-2. Outside ball 2. Yeah, Harrison has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. The Vikings have managed to get somebody on base and threaten every single inning. They've had somebody in scoring position every inning, and, of course, they've had 4 people get in and score. Breaking ball, strike 3. No question about it. That was a great pitch by Harrison. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 5, Pacelli 4, Strong Rock 1. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
And you are clear.
Big things are happening at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get massive savings on our entire lineup of Chevys, from Silverado trucks, Tahoe, Suburban, and Traverse SUVs. Every model side by side for comparison. Plus, we always have a fresh selection of late model pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready to roll with huge discounts. Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott.
Back to Dynamo Field. The Pacelli Vikings holding a 4-1 lead as we go into the top of the 6th inning. Top of the order due up for Strong Rock. Blake Hahn, Brody Spann, and Bennett Morrow due up this inning. Blake Hahn will lead things off. Hahn out in the first and a comebacker walked in the third. First pitch to Hahn, kind of cues it off the end of the bat, dribbles foul off the backstop, and is a 1-0-1 count. Smith throwing a good ball game here. That's pitch number 80. Looking good so far. And the 0-1 outside. Ball 1. 1-1 count. So Billy Smith pitching a beauty so far, trying to finish this thing out. He winds. Here's his 1-1. Outside. 2-1 count now on Blake Hahn, the leadoff man. Who's a dangerous hitter, to say the least. Hahn, the one senior on this ball club. The pitch, up inside for a ball. So it's a 3-1 count now. 3-1 count, so it's a good hitter's count for Blake Hahn.
By the way, first round of the GIAA playoffs will begin Friday, May the 8th.
So 1 week from Friday, get things started in the 2nd season. We will see if the Vikings get to join in. 3-1 on the corner, painted the black. Nicely done. 3-2 count. Full count now on Blake Hahn.
It will be the 5-12, 6-11, 7-10, 8-9 matchups. First 4 teams get a bye.
Yeah, 1 through 4 will be sitting back and waiting to see who they're going to play. Smith's 3-2. Strike 3. Froze Hahn. Beautiful fastball right at the knees. Don't get much better than that. That is strikeout number 6 for Billy Smith.
And he's at 79 pitches for the 6th inning. I mean, he's right where he needs to be with his pitch count.
Actually, he's at 85.
He's 85.
85.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So he's still
79.
Dude, you're still right, okay? You're still right.
We're close, yeah.
Brody Spann at the plate. He's struck out twice so far. First pitch in the dirt outside, ball 1.
Dave, I'm impressed that you actually counted the pitches on your. Yep, you got it on your phone.
Yeah, I got it on my phone. I didn't count them. I have to take my shoes off to do that. All right. 1-0 count on Brody Spann. Here's Smith's pitch. Close, but not quite. Fastball just outside. Count now 2-0. Smith's been living ahead of the hitters all night long, and it showed. Only giving up 2 hits all night long. 2-0. Right at the letters, down the middle, strike 1. 2-1 now.
By the way, top of the 7th, Harris County leading Kell 8-5.
So it could be Game 3 against the Longhorns coming up
tomorrow. We'll have it for you.
The pitch. Ooh, inside.
Got him.
Got him right in the shoulder blade. It was a curveball, which helps. Look, getting hit with a fastball, never nice. Curveballs aren't much better, but they're a little better. So Span gets on with one out. And the Patriots have something going here in the top of the sixth inning. Bennett Morrow coming to the plate. Morrow's done what everybody else seems to have done. He's flown out to center, except he's done it twice. Nolan Vaughn's had a lot of business out there. Meanwhile, Hahn, good lead off first base. He's already got one stolen base today. First pitch, outside, ball one. Yeah, those game threes. Flip a coin, see who gets to be the home team in game 3 in Georgia.
You got to love them.
Yep. Smith checks the runner. Comes set. Over to first.
Close.
Sherman puts the tag on him. It was fairly close.
By the way, Strong Rock out of Locust Grove in Henry County, a huge county. There's a lot of room. It's a growing city.
It's a growing city, and it's not far from the racetrack either.
Yeah, of Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yep, just to Hampton, just up the road. And next pitch, up the middle. It looks like Velos, the shortstop, backing up, and makes the catch. As Brody Span retreats back to first base. So now there are 2 out. Bring up the cleanup hitter, Jordan Jones. Jones doubled and scored in the second inning. He's the one run for the Patriots. Struck out in the 4th. Smith trying to get out of this one. Shut things down. Checking Span at first. The pitch. Strike one. I mentioned Hahn is the guy that stole the base. Span has not. Span struck out in his first 2 at-bats and then on the hit by pitch. I got to learn to read my handwriting better. So Jordan Jones takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1. Smith checking Span, the runner at first. And freezes. Jones calling time. He was not going to deliver the pitch. He was waiting for the batter to step out, which he does. We reset and we'll go back at it. Count 0-1 on Jordan Jones, the cleanup hitter, the first baseman for the Patriots. Span with a pretty good lead off first. The delivery, breaking pitch, yes, strike 2. Painted the corner with that one. Nice breaking ball. Sweeper from center plate to outside, caught that front corner. 2-2 count now, or 0-2 count now on Jones. Smith has been more than solid today. He has been on target. Those 2 hits he gave up were back-to-back. It meant the run. Throw over to first. It was pretty close. Span dives in. He's safe. Those 2 hits he gave up were back-to-back. That meant a run. But other than that, he has been pretty much flawless. He's walked 2 batters and hit 1.
Well, think about how big that pickoff move at second was.
Oh, yeah.
In that second inning.
Yeah, picking off the runner in second kind of broke the trance and got things going. And the pitch outside. Pawnee has to go out and go get that one. Count 1-2. Well,
it really set the tempo of his game. Strong Rock really hasn't recovered since.
No, that they had set a tone with back-to-back hits to lead off the second. It was like, here we go. And then that beautiful pickoff move, Velo's dropping the tag on him, and that just kind of was. And since then, it's been all Pacelli. The pitch, a little bit outside, tried to get Jones to chase. Jones did not go after it. So the count is now 2-2. 2 outs here in the 6th. Pacelli up by 3. Strong Rock trying to keep things going. They got a runner in first with 2 outs. They want to see if they can put something on the board this inning. The Vikings would like to get out of this with no problems. 2-2, the pitch. Ooh, a little bit outside. Try to get Jones to bite on that one. Didn't do it on that one either. So now the count is full. Smith at the 95 pitch count.
Yeah, runner will take off on this pitch.
Absolutely, 3-2. He's going to be going. Smith trying to close the door here before the door gets cracked too far open. Alex Apane with the sign. Smith says, yes, let's go. Comes set. The 3-2, and it hits the batter. Another breaking ball. 2 hit batters this inning, both of them on breaking pitches. Jones didn't look too happy, but Again, it could have been worse. It could have been a fastball. So runners on first and second with 2 outs here. And Blake Chupp comes to the plate. Chupp drove in the only run of the contest for the Patriots. That was back in the second inning. A single to center brought in Jones with that run, but Chupp later got picked off second. Here's his chance to maybe do something more. Brody Spann on second. Jordan Jones on first with Blake Chupp, the junior, trying to see if he can get something up on the board here in the 6th inning. Time grows short for the Patriots. Pacelli 1 out away from closing things out. First pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 1. Beautiful pitch. This is a key at bat. Smith can get out of this thing, go to the 7th. Vikings up 3. They're in great shape. Now, if Chupp can get on base or get something going, then things get a little more dicey for the Vikings. Vikings trying to win the first game of this series. They want a shot at the playoffs, and they got to get a W here. Smith comes set. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1-1 count. Spann with a pretty good lead off of second base. Not huge, but a pretty good lead. Jones on first. His job is to not do anything to get called out. Again, the Patriots just want to at least get 1 run on the board here. That would change the complexion of the game if they can. Smith comes set. Here's his 1-1. Swing off the fists. Inside, he jammed him. And that's a foul ball for strike 2. So 1-2 count now on Blake Chupp. Smith trying to come up with one more big pitch. This will be pitch number 100 for the senior right-hander. Jason Yon says, let's go. Plate umpire points and go. So Smith getting the sign from Alex Aponte. He comes set. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball fouled off into the screen. Good pitch by Smith. Good hitting by Chupp to stay alive. Got to protect the plate with 2 strikes. And in this case, in this inning, in this situation, protecting the plate is what it's all about for a hitter. Try to keep the parade moving here. They got runners on first and second, but there's 2 outs. And with a 2-strike count, all he's trying to do is just get on any way he can. Smith trying to shut the door before the door really cracks wide open. Comes set. 1-2. A little bit outside. Count now 2-2. Smith trying to stay away from Chupp. Trying to paint the outside. Paint the black there on the outside. Not quite. Temperature starting to drop a little bit. Feels good, though. A little bit of a breeze blowing. Not quite straight out. It's blowing across a little bit. Smith comes set. Here's the 2-2. Off the fist, fouled. Back into the bushes behind home plate. Between home plate and the church building. Count remaining 2-2. This is a good at bat for Chupp. He's staying alive here, spoiling pitches. This might be his eighth pitch here. Again, a good job by Chupp. Smith comes set. 2-2. Ooh, close but not quite. Aponte tries framing it. Jason Yon says nope. So the count is now full. So the runners will be off on the pitch here. 3-2, 2 outs. Top of the 6th, a 3-run ball game. The tying runs are on base. Billy Smith steps off. Resets things. And so here we go. Smith coming set. And the payoff pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the right side. Into the trees behind first base. Count remains 3-2, 2 outs. Runners will get to go again. This will be as much fun as doing suicides in the gym, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure those runners are tired.
They're ready to score. And the Smith whirls towards second, does not throw. Trying to see if he can sneak some, see if he can fool somebody. Nope. Neither guy had taken off yet. All right, 3-2. 2 outs. Smith delivers in the dirt, ball 4. So now the bases are loaded, and now it's getting a little nervous time. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Under bat, number 4, Brady Evans.
Billy Smith has reached the 106 pitch level. Matt Ward heading out to the mound, and it looks like that's probably going to be it. Well, maybe. No, they're having a mound conference. He still has about 20 pitches to work with before he runs out of pitches. Big summit meeting out at the mound at this point.
He's just calming his nerves.
Yeah.
Just trying to maybe make some adjustments because he hasn't been missing by much.
No, you're right. It's been close. The 2 hit by pitches were more annoying because both of those were breaking balls that started off a little bit too far inside and didn't really break like they were supposed to. It wasn't like he's been chucking it all over the place. He's only got 3 walks. 3 walks to 2 hit by pitches and 2 hits. He's been really effective. He's just got to get the ball over the plate. But, he's kind of reaching the point where, he's going to be pretty much done. He's at 106 pitches right now, so we will see. All right, Brady Evans coming to plate. Evans flown to center like everybody else, and he's grounded to short. Here's the pitch. Swinging, sent to left field. Will it stay fair? It stays fair. It is fair. 2 runs are going to score, and here comes the 3rd runner. It's going to be a bases-clearing double. Brady Evans with a double to left field, bringing home 3 runs, and we have a tie ball game at 4-4. Big hit by Evans. He just sent it down the left field line. There was nothing Carter Dixon could do with that. Chased it down, tried to get the ball in. Blake Chupp was charging all the way. He came in and scored, and now it is 4-4, and it's a whole new ball game. And we are going to have a pitching change. So let's take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Clear.
Back to Diamond Field, the pitching change for the Pacelli Vikings. Jacob Velos coming in from shortstop to take over on the mound. For Velos, this is his 9th appearance. He's got a 1-1 record with an ERA of 3. 16 1/3 innings, 13 hits. He has given up 12 runs, 7 of them earned. Struck out 20, walked 19. Opponents hitting just .224 against him. A couple wild pitches, a couple of hit batsmen. As for Billy Smith, who was pitching a stellar game until he got in trouble here in the 6th, hit a couple of batters, gave up a walk to load the bases, and then a 3-run double by Brady Evans, and suddenly a 4-1 lead is completely erased. It is 4-4 in a brand new ball game. So Smith, let's see, again, 3 hits in 5 2/3 innings, 4 runs all earned, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. The runner on base is his, so we can't quite close the book on him just yet. Velos, the sophomore, coming in trying to close things down. Velos, one of the hardest throwing pitchers on the team, used extensively in relief. He's gotten a couple of starts this year as well. So with Velos on the mound, that means Smith will move to third base, and Landon Locke has moved over to shortstop.
Yeah, Jacob Velos leading the team with a 3.00 earned run average.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. He's had a good year this year on the mound. The only problem he's had is giving up a lot of walks, 19 walks in his 16 innings. That's the only downside. Everything else he's done has been outstanding. So here we go. Velos, the first hitter he will face is Cameron Harrison, the opposing pitcher. Harrison's walked and flown out in his 2 at-bats. Velos, a hard thrower to say the least. When he brings it, he brings it. Sophomore getting the sign from Alex Aponte. Comes set and delivers his first pitch of the ball game. Fastball, ground ball to second. Cam Carino scoops it up over to Dustin Sherman at first, and that is that. So one pitch and they're out of the inning, but in the inning, 3 runs on 1 hit. No errors, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 5 1/2 innings, Pacelli 4, Strong Rock 4. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
And you're clear.
And we're back at Diamond Field. Bottom of the 6th inning, a brand new ball game. Strong Rock with 3 runs in the top of the 6th inning to tie this thing up at 4-4. So the Vikings are going to have to do a little bit of work to put up the W here. They badly need this one to keep their playoff hopes alive. Pacelli ranked 13th in GIAA 4A. Only the top 12 go. If they can have a great series against Strong Rock, they can get into the playoffs. But they're going to have to do some work. It'll be 9-1-2 in this inning to face Cameron Harrison, who settled down after giving up 3 runs in the first inning. Leading things off will be Aiden Dixon. Dixon's grounded out twice, once to third, once to the pitcher in his plate appearances. Cameron Harrison winds and delivers. Dixon swinging, ground ball, stopped by the shortstop Brody Spann, but Dixon legging it out. Perfectly hit into the hole at short. Base hit for Aiden Dixon. Leadoff man gets on, and the Vikings are in business.
That's a good hit there by Dixon. Way to beat it out. Jones trying to scoop it up. A low throw, but leadoff single for Pacelli.
Yeah, Dixon had that thing beat by at least a step and a half. Plus, he went with the pitch, too. He kind of went with the pitch and rolled it to short into the hole. It was a good stop by Spann. All right, Cam Carino at the plate, the Vikings' leading hitter. Harrison comes set. First pitch to Carino. Inside, ball 1. Carino singled and scored in the first, grounded out in the second, and literally lined out the left field in the fourth. Got all of that one, was right at the left fielder.
And Dixon being a number 9 hitter, it's like having a second leadoff hitter. He's got speed over there as well.
He does indeed. He's got 2 stolen bases, maybe 3. The pitch. Strike. 1-1. Cam was taken all the way on that one. All right, 1-1 count. Aiden Dixon, who is a fleet runner, the sophomore on first, taking a pretty good lead, too. Cam Harrison. He's already reached the 94 pitch mark. Over to first, Dixon diving in. He's safe. Yeah, Harrison getting to the top of the pitch count, too. He's at 94.
By the way, there will be a Game 3 tomorrow. Harris County, Kell.
So much for the Longhorns. They're going to have to work at it a little harder. All right, 1-1 to Carino. Carino swinging off the fist, up the middle to the shortstop, to second, over to first. No double play on that one. Carino had that one beat. But Brody Spann to Eli Benjamin for the out to force Carter Dixon. Carino safe at first on the fielder's choice.
Up the bat for the Vikings.
There was no way they're going to get that double play. The ball wasn't hit sharply enough. So Nolan Vaughn coming to the plate with Carino on first and 1 out. Vaughn flew out in the first, got on a hit by pitch in the second, and then singled and scored in the fourth. It is now 7 o'clock. The bell's ringing over at St. Anne's Catholic Church. Carino, a pretty good lead. First pitch, Carino breaks for second. The throw, he's in safely, sliding ahead first, no problem. His second stolen base of the game, number 30 of the season. So the lead run is in scoring position with one out. Vaughn at the plate.
Yeah, that's a lot of stolen bases, Dave, but that would be good for 8th on Hardaway's team?
Yeah. Well, some teams live and die by the stolen base, to say the least.
I think Jacoby Duhart had like 72 stolen bases.
Hardaway always runs wild. So here we go, 1-0 count. Nolan Vaughn at the plate. Cam Carino represents the lead run on second base. One out here. Cam Harrison on the mound, comes set. And the pitch. Breaking ball, catches the corner, strike one. 1-1 count. Yeah, Vaughn with that single up the middle last inning.
By the way, Dave, the new pitcher on the mound for Strong Rock is Cam Harvey.
Oh, Cam Harvey is out there now. Right-hander Cam Harvey, okay. He comes set. Harvey delivers. Breaking ball in the dirt. 2-1 count. Harvey, a junior. Stepping here in the 6th inning. He comes set. And the 2-1. Strike two, right on the outside corner. 2-2 count. So 2-2 now. Vaughn protecting the plate here. Harvey has pitched a lot in relief for the Patriots this season. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Vaughn almost chases it. He held off on it. Now it's a 3-2 count.
Man.
That looked so good, and then it suddenly didn't. And Vaughn somehow managed to hold up. I probably would have hacked at it. All right, 3-2. Carino on second. Harvey's pitch. Breaking ball, strike three. No question about that one. Snuck it in there. Vaughn strikes out looking for out number 2. So 2 outs here. Lead run on second. Coming to the plate, Jacob Velos. Velos, 1 for 2 on the day. Got hit by a pitch and scored in the first. He was responsible for one of the runs because his juking around the bases caused starting pitcher Cameron Harrison to balk. And then he got on an error and then doubled in a run in the 4th. Harvey comes set. First pitch to Velos. And an umpire calls time. Velos had asked for time and was granted it by Jason Yawn. So no pitch. You pause long enough as a pitcher in the stretch motion, at some point the batter's going to ask for time. All right, Harvey comes set. Now the first pitch to Velos. Breaking ball way outside, ball 1. Good eye by Velos. Velos really wants to connect here. He drove in. He was just given an intentional walk. So runners in first and second to bring up Levi Thompson. Probably the smart move there.
I tell you, you rarely see the intentional walk in high school baseball.
Yeah, but in this case, Velos, hit 300 on the year.
Yeah.
All right, Levi Thompson, cleanup hitter, designated hitter. Harvey comes set. First pitch to Thompson, breaking ball, strike 1. No. All right. 0-1 count, Levi Thompson. Harvey comes set. The junior delivers. Breaking ball outside, runners going. Carino steals third. Great slide there by Carino. They didn't have a shot at him. Both Carino and Velos advance. Stolen base number 31 for Carino and number 17 for Velos. Now you got runners and second and third here. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Here's Thompson's chance to bring in a couple. The pitch. Ooh, got a piece of that one. It's foul. Count at 1 and 2.
Yeah, Thompson knows with one swing of the bat, he could end up driving 1 and possibly 2 runs.
Yeah, with 2 of the fastest guys in the team out there, absolutely.
Yeah, any hit in the outfield is going to score 2 runs, especially with the speed on the base paths.
Thompson with 1 run batted in already in the game. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that ends the inning. So the Patriots get out of that jam. In the inning, no runs on one hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. At the end of 6, Pacelli 4, Strong Rock 4. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Clear.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover these 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Top of the 7th inning here at Dimel Field. Pacelli, Strong Rock, all knotted up 4 apiece. Anybody's ball game here. First game of this 3-game series. It is huge. There's playoff spots on the line on this one. Hey, make sure you follow Georgia Alabama Sports Live on all social media platforms for the latest updates on local sports in our area. Don't miss a game. Subscribe to all of our pages today. Jacob Velos taking on Eli Benjamin to lead off that 7th inning. First pitch. Break pitch inside, ball 1. Velos came in and with 1 pitch got out of a jam in the 6th, but that jam came after the Patriots had tied it up at 4-4. Next pitch inside, ball 2. 2-0 count. Velos, great fastball. Can be a little bit on the wild side, but he can really bring it. Here's the 2-0. Fastball, yeah, that gets the corner. 2-1 count. Velos in release of Billy Smith, who had pitched a great game before tiring in the 6th. Here's Velos' 2-1. Inside, strike 2, catches the corner.
Oh, good pitch.
2-2. Yeah, that was perfect. Benjamin thought about it and didn't, and was like, oh, that did catch the corner. So Velos painting the inside black on that one. 2-2 now. 7th inning. Every pitch is big now. The pitch. He swung in the dirt. Aponte to Sherman, and that is out number 1. So 1 out here. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Bring up number 9 hitter Camp Howell. Howell has struck out twice in this one.
Number 2, Camp Howell. Let's go, 2.
Vikings trying to get out of this, get to the 7th, and see what they can do about getting this thing over with and picking up a W. Velos, the wind, the first pitch to Howell. On the outside corner, strike 1. Perfect pitch. He was a little wild to start things off, but now looks like he's settled things in. Gets a sign from Aponte, and the 0-1. A little bit outside, not a bad pitch, 1-1. Hey, the Pacelli soccer game against Calvary has been rescheduled. It will be tomorrow night.
Yes.
Girls at 5:30, boys at 7:30. 1-1. Fouled into the screen over there in front of the fans. One fan ducked.
And guess what?
She cringed. If it hit her, that would have hurt.
I will be on the call going solo because Tyler's going to be doing the Harris County Cal Game 3.
There you go. We'll have fun at the Pacelli Calvary games. This should be good ones. Here's the 1-2 from Velos. Breaking pitch a little bit up. Count now 2-2. Yeah, they just rescheduled it. The question earlier had been, could they find a ref? And apparently that's been taken care of, so there we go. Next pitch fouled off. Ooh, he fouled it off his foot. Ooh, that hurts. Here's your Jack Houston injury timeout here. Fouling it off of his foot. Camp Howell.
Yes, hope he's okay.
Yeah, those hurt, and especially with somebody who throws as hard as Velos. That's going to leave a mark, as they say. Everybody checking him. Everybody letting Camp walk that thing around. Hopefully, Mr. Howell's okay. Howell, a junior. Plays a little center field, a little right field, depending on who's on the mound for Strong Rock. So when Blake Hahn pitches, he's the one out in center field. He can move. He can motor. He's going to try to walk it off. Head coach Toby Evans checking him out. These guys are tough. Remember that. So here we go. Anyway, yeah, the rain last night turned led McWilliams Field into a swamp. And apparently it's dried out enough, so there we go. And they got the roughs lined up and everything else. They got to get that game played because, remember, the soccer season is over on Saturday.
Exactly.
And
it's a region game.
Yeah, and Pacelli's playing Brookstone Friday, and Saturday's SATs. Nobody wants to play soccer after taking the SAT. All right, here we go. 2-2 count. Jacob Vilos winds and delivers. A little bit outside. 3-2 count. Camp Howell at the plate. One out here in the top of the 7th inning. Nobody on. Anybody looking to see what they can do about denting that scoreboard one more time. The 3-2. Strike 3.
Oh, what a pitch.
What a pitch right at the knees. So Vilos with his second straight strikeout. And that'll bring up top of the order. Blake Hahn. Hahn grounded out, walked and stole a base, and struck out in his 3 plate appearances. Hahn, a dangerous hitter. He's the one senior on the ball club that sees significant playing time on this young Strong Rock Patriots squad. Vilos winds. The sophomore delivers. Breaking ball, beautiful, right there at the letter. Strike 1. Beautiful pitch. It looked like Hahn was thinking fastball. That 1-1. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball again, a little bit outside though. 1-1 count. Vilos has good breaking stuff. His stuff definitely moves, but he can also bring it too.
Oh yeah.
Here's the 1-1. Another breaking pitch right down the middle. Everybody's waiting, sitting dead red, and that's yep. So it's 1-2 count. Vilos trying to close things out here.
Yeah, Vilos has got great velocity. He's usually a starting pitcher, right, Dave? Or?
He starts, but he comes in relief a lot too because losing his defense out in the in the middle of the infield is not something you necessarily want to give up.
Oh yeah.
Here's the 1-2, fouled off. Hahn gets a piece of it, stays alive. A little good piece of hitting there. Yeah, when you look at it, you've got Vilos and Carino up the middle, and Vaughn in center field. The Vikings' defense up the middle is as good as anybody's in town, to say the least.
And the fact that Jacob Vilos is only a sophomore,
he's
just going to continue getting better. He's that 5-tool player that also can pitch if you need him.
And he's got a great attitude, and he understands what he's doing. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball. Ooh.
So close.
So close, and I would have asked for the appeal, and yes, I agree he didn't swing, but I asked for the appeal anyway. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's got his eyes on the prize. He gets what's important, and he's a good teammate on top of it all. As is Carino. So there you go. Here's a 2-2, outside ball 3.
And he comes from a good family too, because his older brother Justin Vilos played for CVCC last year. We called many of his games last year.
Yeah, well, I remember those guys from. I was there back when they were in Little League too, both of them. So.
Yeah, and he played for the Chattahoochee Monsters as well.
Yep. 3-2, outside ball 4. All right. Hahn walks to keep the 7th inning alive. So with 2 outs, Brody Spann coming to the plate.
Number 1, Brody Spann.
Spann struck out in his first 2 at-bats, but in the 6th got hit by a pitch, and he would go on to score the first of the 3 runs. We came home on that Brady Evans 3-run double that tied the game at 4-4. Vilos comes set. Hahn with a pretty good leadoff first. Vilos' first pitch. Curveball catches the corner. Nice one. Strike 1. And I mentioned Hahn. He stole a base already this inning. Or this game, rather. All right, 0-1. Brody Spann, who steps out of the box. Hahn with an okay lead. He's got 1 foot right on the edge of the green. Vilos comes set. Is he going to go? Nope. Vilos, curveball, gets Gets Span to hack at it. Strike 2. 0-2 count. Looked for a second like Hahn was going to go. So 0-2 now. On Brody Span, who's trying to extend this inning. Patriots with runner on first in a tie ball game here in the 7th. Velo's over to first, kind of flips it over there. Pro forma tag from Dustin Sherman. Yes, like, yeah, Blake, we know you're here. So here we go. We reset. Hahn with a little bigger lead with 1 foot on the green now. Velos comes set. And the 0-2. Runner breaks, strike 3. Ends the inning. Span takes strike 3 down the middle, and that ends the inning. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. At the end of 6 1/2 innings, Pacelli 4, Strong Rock 4. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Clear.
A strong workout means a strong recovery. And with your Planet Fitness Black Card, you get access to 6 new amenities, like the Red Light Sauna and Polar Dry Plunge, both designed to reduce muscle soreness and relieve tension. Reset, restore, and recover your muscles so you can do it all again tomorrow.
You gotta try this.
Join Planet Fitness today for just $1 down, $24.99 a month.
New Black Card Spa amenities. Even stronger value. Deal ends May 15th.
Bottom of the 7th inning. Pacelli, Strong Rock knotted up at 4 in a game that will have a lot to say about who makes the GIAA 4A playoffs. Leading things off for Pacelli, the number 5 hitter, Billy Smith, now playing third base. Billy started the game at pitcher and then moved to third when Jacob Velos came in relief. Billy walked, he doubled, and struck out in his 3 plate appearances. First pitch from Cameron Harvey, breaking ball, ball 1. 1-1 count. And the pitch. Smith, big swing. 1-1 count. 1 run will take care of it. They got to get somebody on base. They got to get something started. Alex Aponte is on deck for the Vikings. Smith. The first next pitch from Harvey. Reaches out. The curveball. Gets a piece of it and slaps it into the parking lot. Count now 1-2.
By the way, Dave, the Columbus Lions playing this Saturday at the Civic Center.
It'll be a good one, too, taking on the Mississippi Wolfpack.
You and Mike Peacock on the call.
Exactly, and that pitch fouled off into the screen, 1-2. Yeah, the Lions have looked great. They blew out the Tri-City River Gators, 79-0 in the opener, and then hung on and played some great clutch defense to beat the Wheeling Miners 46-44 in Game 2.
Yeah, what a great game.
1-2 curveball. Inside for a ball. Wow.
So close.
So close. Smith hung on, held off on that one. 2-2 count. Harvey. The wind, the pitch. Smith, big swing up, got it up there and came out of shoes. Strike 3. So, out number 1 here in the 7th inning. That's Harvey's 3rd strikeout. And that brings up Alex Aponte. Aponte walked in the first, grounded into a fielder's choice in the 3rd, and then popped out to second base in the 5th. Let's see what he can do here in the 7th to try to get something going here. Dustin Sherman is on deck. First pitch to Aponte. Breaking pitch way up there, ball 1. At this point, Vikings just want to get somebody on base and see what they can do about cranking up the level to 10. Aponte takes the next pitch inside, so it's a 2-0 count. Harvey behind the hitter this time. Harvey's done well since he came in the 6th inning. As I mentioned, he's got 3 strikeouts. He gave up just 1 hit and pitched out of a jam in the 6th. Aponte sending it to the right center gap, but the right fielder camps underneath it, and Camp Howell makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th inning, and that will bring up Dustin Sherman, the first baseman, the senior. Sherman struck out twice and walked once.
Dustin Sherman!
It'd be nice on senior night for a senior to come up with a big hit now, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Sherman with 1 home run on the season. Cameron Harvey getting the sign from Bennett Morrow. The pitch. Curveball outside. Sherman holds off. Ball 1. Sherman's got power. They're bringing it into his wheelhouse. Look out. Harvey winds. The 1-0. Fastball. Catches the corner. 1-1. Good pitch. Right on the black.
Come on, sir. Come on, sir.
So 1-1 count. Harvey working fast. The 1-2, 1-1. Sherman sends it out toward right field. And Camp Howell underneath it and makes the catch, and that is the inning. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're going to get some free baseball here. After 7, Pacelli 4, Strong Rock 4. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Extra innings at Dymel Field, the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Pacelli and Strong Rock all knotted up at 4 in Game 1 of this 3-game series, a key series because there's going to be a GIAA 4A playoff spot determined by whoever comes out of this one on top. Hey, remember, we're going to have our Alex Quinney Allstate Good Hands Player of the Game when this one is over. Somebody's going to come up big to earn that honor. We're going to have to find out who. And again, we go into this game as a good pitching performance by Billy Smith, who tired a little bit in the 6th inning, and it cost him a 3-run double, sending this thing into extra innings. Leading things off will be the number 3 hitter, Bennett Morrow. Morrow's flown to center twice and popped out to short in his other at-bat. Jacob Velos winds the pitch. Fastball in the dirt, ball 1. Velos came in and got out of the jam in the 6th inning after the game was tied up and ended that damage, and then struck out the side in the 7th. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball to short. Landon Lauk gets the hop. It's a nice Sunday hop throw to first in the dirt, but Dustin Sherman, a sweet scoop out there for the out. That is out number 1.
Dave, Dustin Sherman's a picking machine.
He looked good out there. He's a good athlete. He's a good athlete. He's a guy you can count on, and Lauk did a decent job. Lauk is a freshman, remember. Took a nice Sunday hop for him, and then the throw over to first. So that's out number 1. Jordan Jones coming to the plate. Jones has scored 2 runs in this game. He doubled and scored in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, and they got hit by a pitch and scored in the 6th inning. One of the 3 runs that came in on that 3-run Brady Evans double. First pitch, strike 1. Velos working quick. He winds. Here's his 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball, fisted. Nice little spinning liner to Lauk. Lauk making the catch for out number 2. So now bring up Blake Chupp, the third baseman. Chupp singled in a run in the 2nd inning. Flew out to center field like everybody else has today. And then he walked and scored. He was the the 3rd guy to score in that double. That was back in the 6th inning. Velos' first pitch to Chupp. Chupp swinging, sends it to center field. Nolan Vaughn at the fence, and he runs out of room. That one is gone. Blake Chupp drills the home run to dead center field, and Strong Rock has the lead for the first time today. The solo home run puts the Patriots up by a score of 5-4. He just reached out, squared that one up. Figured Vaughn had that one, and he would have if he hadn't run out of room. Over the fence by a good bit. There was no way Vaughn could have gone after that. So, solo home run. Strong Rock takes a 5-4 lead here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, Dave, that's a shallow fence out there. Nolan Vaughn could have got it, but just
it was out of his reach.
It was?
Yeah, it looked deeper. You remember, it's 345 to center field. The deep part of the fence is out there in left center. Because remember, you're working off of the football field.
Think, yeah.
All right, first pitch. The first pitch to Brady Evans, up high, ball one. Evans is the guy who, of course, hit the 3-run double to tie the game up in the 6th inning. Now, he got all of that one. It had a lot more to it than we thought. Next pitch, big swing by Evans, strike one. And, Vaughn could have got it. He would have gone after it, but it was probably 3-4 feet out of his reach. You hit a 350 in that spot, it's gone. 1-1. Ooh, a little bit inside. Looked good, but not quite. 2-1 count. 2-1 count on Brady Evans. Velos gets the sign, goes into the line. Here's his 2-1. Fastball just a little bit low. Count now 3-1. Good hitters count for Evans. Evans back in the 6th was the first pitch swinging on it and hit that double down the left field line that cleared the bases. Strike two. Evans thought that was a strike. Evans thought it was a ball. He was halfway down to first, flipped the bat. Yeah, no. Jason Yon said, nope, that's a strike. Yon's had a very consistent strike zone all night long. All right, full count. Here's the payoff from Velos. Curveball. Evans getting a piece of it, cues it off the end of the bat to stay alive. Good piece of hitting there. Guarding the plate. Count remaining 3-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. The payoff again. This time in the air, but it goes foul down the first base line. And it hits one of the storage sheds. Count remains 3-2, so this will be pitch number 8 to Evans. A good at bat for Evans. Fighting to stay alive. Velos delivers. Ball 4, up just a little bit, so ball 4, runner on first now with 2 outs. Strong Rock with 1 in the inning. They'd like to get more because 1 run is not necessarily a good enough lead against this Pacelli squad because you'll have the top of the order coming up. You have 8, 9, and 1. So Carino is going to get a shot at it. They know that.
You really got to give Strong Rock credit for coming back in this game. 4 unanswered runs.
Yeah, well, they're a young team. They're a young team.
Scrappy.
But like Pacelli, they're very scrappy. Neither team is gonna bend. They're gonna stay in this thing. Nobody's gonna play. Nobody's gonna quit here. Harrison at the plate. First pitch from Velos, up high. Harrison, of course, was also listed as a designated hitter, which is why he's still in the game.
Let's go.
Velos comes set. Here's the 1-0. Strike. Nice fastball right there in the inside corner. Well thrown. Well, it's a good pitch. 1-1 count. Again, Harrison also plays first base. And the stretch. And the 1-1. Ooh. Got away from Velos a little bit. Ponte had to stand up to go get that one, but he hangs on to it. 2-1 count now. 2-1 count. Runner on first. The person of Brady Evans. 2 outs here. Velos trying to get out of this thing so the Vikings can take their shot at least tying things up here in the bottom of the 8th. Velos gets a sign from Ponte. Comes set. The 2-1. Big swing. Strike 2. He did get a piece of it. Ponte also hung on to it. So 2-2 count. Deuce is wild here. 2-2, 2 outs here in the 8th. Velos trying to finish this thing off here in the 8th. The pitch. Up high, ball 3. 3-2 count now. That one got away from him just a little bit.
Yeah, runner will take off on this next pitch.
Absolutely. He's going to be on the run.
He'll be trucking it.
Yup. And that's something that the Vikings have to be aware of, too, because they're down 1. You don't want to be down 2. And any kind of contact could get kind of interesting. And Evans is pretty fast. So Velos comes set. And the payoff pitch to Harrison on the way. Ball 4. So 2 walks and put runners on first and second here with 2 outs. And Eli Benjamin comes to the plate. Benjamin's flown out twice, and he's struck out. The Vikings were 1 out away from getting out of the 8th with a tie ball game, and now they're in a little bit of trouble here.
They were cruising in this inning. They got the first 2 batters out.
Yep. But now that's going to take a little bit of work. Velo stepping off the rubber here. First and second, 2 outs, though. It's 2 outs. All you do is get 1 out. But you got to get that 1 out. That last out's always the toughest anyway. Velos delivers. Breaking ball. Ground ball to short. Lauk scoops it up. Over to first. It's going to be too late, and it skips past Sherman. And that's going to allow the run to score. That was a base hit to Lauk. There was no way he was going to get him. He fired it anyway, and the throw went awry. So a second run comes on in. And so Strong Rock with 2 runs here in the 8th inning have taken a 6-4 lead. That hurts.
Yeah, it really does, especially when you were 1 out away from getting out of this inning.
Yeah, the freshman would have been better at putting it in his pocket. He's a freshman, and he's learning. So here we go. Camp Howell coming up to the plate. Howell struck out 3 times today, but he's got a chance to add to this 2-run inning. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Velos comes set. First pitch to Howell. Howell showing bunt. Takes it for strike 1. They've got 2. So anything, as far as Strong Rock is concerned, anything now is gravy. They've got 2 runs, not 1. And they got Pacelli back on their heels. And a runner on first takes off. Velos steps off the rubber, but the right way, so there's no balk. Benjamin sliding to second, uncontested. There's really not much point in that one. The glove fell out of his back pocket. Cam Carino scooped it up and ran it over to Benjamin. There we go. 0-1 count. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Camp Howell trying to see if he can add to this 6-4 lead for Strong Rock. The Vikings trying to get out of this without any more damage. Velos comes set. The 0-1, a little bit outside. Ball 1. 1-1 count now. Both runners are dancing around there. Velos is ignoring them as much as he can. He knows what this is about. He was the dancer in the first couple innings. Here comes the 1-1. Reached out, back to the mound. Velos flips it over to Sermon to get the out, but damage done in this one. In the inning, 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 runners left on base. So at the end of 7 1/2 innings, Strong Rock 6, Pacelli 4. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Clear.
Back to Dymel Field. The Pacelli Vikings are their backs against the wall here in the bottom of the 8th inning, trailing 6-4, needing 2 runs to extend this ball game, 3 to win it. a big, big ball game. This is an important one because playoff spots are on the line in this finals regular season series against Strong Rock. Both teams kind of on the edge of the playoff picture. Strong Rock ranked 11th, Pacelli ranked 13th. Only 12 go to the playoffs. If somebody can take 2 out of 3 or sweep, that will assure a playoff spot. So the Vikings giving up 2 runs in the top of the 8th. Now they're going to come up big at the plate. 8, 9, and 1 due up here in the 8th. Carter Dixon, the left fielder, will lead things off. Dixon has flown out, walked, and struck out. Cameron Harvey's first pitch swinging. Dixon sending out to right field. But there's Camp Howell with the catch of the fly ball. By the way, it's the 3rd fly out to right field in a row. That will bring up Aiden Dixon, the left fielder. Dixon with 2 ground outs and an infield single in the 6th inning.
Number 11, Aiden.
Vikings trying to get something going. If Dixon can get on base and set the table for the big guns, the Vikings will have a shot. Cam Harvey delivers first pitch. Dixon, first pitch swinging, fouls it off. He's got fire in his eye. He wants this one. Of course, Dixon with the single last inning. Trying to come up with another hit here. Harvey winds, the 0-1. Breaking pitch, misses for a ball. 1-1 count. Aiden Dixon trying to do his best to get on base and get something started. The sophomore's fast, too. He's going to be a factor on base. And it catches the outside corner. Dixon takes it, shakes his head. All right, 1-2 count. So Dixon protecting the plate from here on out. Cam Harvey, the junior right-hander, winds. Here's his 1-2. Dixon swinging strike 3. He's not happy. And so now it's up to Cam Carino to keep the game alive. Carino, top hitter on the Vikings squad. Singled and scored in the first, grounded out in the second, lined out to the outfield in the fourth. I mean, he got all of that one. And then got on a fielder's choice in the 6th inning. Carino looking for his 2nd hit of the day. The first pitch, breaking ball outside, ball 1. Cam Harvey going to be real careful with Carino. Nolan Vaughn is on deck. Next pitch. It's outside, ball 2. 2-0 count now on Cam Carino. Carino looking to get on base and try to cause some havoc here. He's already stolen 3 bases today, too. Pitch. Carino up in the air. Will it stay fair? No, it will not. It is foul and goes into the parking lot, but nowhere near any of the cars. Not a bad thing. All right, 2-1 count. Cam Carino trying to get something started here. 2 outs. The Vikings down to their last out here. Here's the 2-1. Carino, curveball, ground ball to the dugout. So count now 2-2. Carino came into the game hitting .448. He's the guy you want up here in this situation. The 2-2 pitch, curveball, way outside. A lot of break on that one, but it started out outside. So count now full, 3-2. The junior second baseman looking to come up big. 3-2 pitch. He reaches out of there, chased it a little bit, but he got a piece of it to stay alive. Cued it off the end of the bat into the screen. Count remains 3-2. He's just protecting the plate at this point.
Yeah, Cam Carino just holding on, just trying to spoil off pitches, staying alive.
Sure. The thing is, he's got speed to beat out grounders, too, so that's something to keep in mind. 3-2. Up in the air, right side. Will it stay in play? It will. And first baseman Jordan Jones makes the catch, and that is the ball game. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and he can put this one in the books. The Strong Rock Patriots rallying back to beat Pacelli 6-4 in 10 innings. And so our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands player of the game, it's got to be Blake Chupp. The junior third baseman for the Patriots singled home a run in the 2nd inning, and then in the 8th, hit the home run to center field with 2 outs in the 8th, the go-ahead run, the first of the 2 runs in the inning that the Patriots would score. So Strong Rock comes up with a 6-4 win, which helps them solidify, they think, their spot in the GIAA playoffs. For the Vikings, it means tomorrow they got to go to Locust Grove and win a pair to have any shot at making the GIAA 4A playoffs. It was quite a ball game, went down to the wire, but tonight it is the Strong Rock Patriots who come up with the win. Strong Rock, we'll go over it. 6 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. For Pacelli, 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher for Strong Rock is Cam Harvey. The loser, Jacob Velos. The time of the game, 2 hours and 40 minutes. So we'll put this one in the books. The Pacelli Vikings, close but not quite. Strong Rock with a comeback win, 6-4. Quite a ball game here on this Beck Center Game of the Week. For producer Richard Holdridge, I'm Dave Platta. Thanks for watching. You have been watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
And you're clear.